Good evening and welcome to this trash fire. Today we're reviewing Continuum, role-playing in the Yet TM. Oh, 2 TMs. Continuum TM, role-playing in the Yet TM.
Oh boy.
TMs.
Yeah, it's
Protective over this property.
yeah, it's very valuable, I'm sure. Oh god.
One would be role playing in the Yeti, but you know that was already taken.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Twitter yet, look at the meme and know what the last 2 weeks were like.
This is rank. We finished, I think, one of my favorite episodes, which got to be me gushing about a great system that I love more than most systems that exist. Only to be hit with this. I was elated, high on my own hubris and love for all of you and role-playing games, and then Nura, like Mordred, the traitor, snuck behind me with Carnwen and the dagger and fucking stabbed me in the back.
And I asked you, would you like a good game or would you like a terrible game? Yes.
I was prideful.
You didn't think it would get so bad. I had already found something, believe. I had this ready to go, my friend.
Cloud 9 to the 9th layer of hell.
Okay, so
I'm very excited for today. I actually really like this. It's so awful.
Yes,
Oh.
it's so good to rip into. We're gonna enjoy this, I think. So, I want to sort of frame today around one question: how do you recognize a terrible game really early on? Like, if you're in the gaming shop and you're reading this and somehow don't have the internet for some reason, like when this came out, that wasn't really an option, you know? And then you look at this cover and think, what the fuck is going on? That looks kind of neat. I'm going to leaf through this real quick. And then you see the back cover is also fine. And then you see these maxims, so it starts you off right in universe, and these maxims are, well, I would say the first problem appears right at the bottom here. Memorize this page. Be prepared to repeat it verbatim.
Yep, right there.
Right there is your first
That's not
hint.
even the worst part to me.
Nope.
To me, the big thing, and it's something we've seen several times on the show with the worst of the RPG fare, is you look at the credits page.
Oh yeah, but that comes next. But you are correct.
It comes right after.
Let us though
Credits page is huge.
let us though realize that the first thing this game would like to ask of you as the perspective player / DM or whatever, to
Memorize the whole page.
memorize this whole page of. I mean, it's fucking text.
Yeah.
Never fight for. Imagine having to quote this, and you are not in the. You quote something this long, you're not in the army taking your vow of whatever. I will assist fellow members of the Continuum to fight their fragmentation up to a clearly defined point. Beyond that point, I will no longer aid that spanner to repair their fragmentation. Lost causes are spanners who, through accident or design, through their fault, the fault of others, or no fault of anyone's, have suffered fragmentation beyond all aid, even their own. If such fragmentation ever afflicts me this severely, I will not hesitate to spend my remaining existence in assisting the Continuum. Firstly, this is self-contradictory in the writing. Secondly, it's too long. It's too fucking long. If you are giving you 5 rules to play your game by, which is fine, then ask me to memorize the 5 rules. Like, information is all, respect your elders, they know more than you, measure twice, cut once, invitations to dance, never fight for lost cause. But this game is so pretentious on every level that it couldn't do that. It couldn't ask just this of you or make these rules make sense. Because if you need 4 lines of text to present your cool measure twice, cut once rule, maybe it's not such a good rule.
It's the idea that preparation is the number one thing for time travel. Because
Yep.
you have to fucking cover all your bases. I would have just said cover all your bases. Make sure everything's in the right place.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's an old scuba idiom that's leave only bubbles.
Mhm.
It's that long. It's
Yeah.
that long. Don't fucking do anything. Just go
Exactly.
down,
Yeah.
look, and leave.
Like, this is also just full of stuff that makes no sense to you as you open this book. Because it talks about spanners, which by the way is a great name. Because it doesn't mean idiot in British slang, so good job, book writers here. It talks about. I mean, elder selves you can understand.
They're referring to.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
I think in terms of spanner, I think the way that they're thinking of it is like the tool, the spanner.
Yeah, I think exactly. It's not the time span. No,
That's
it's
where I'm at.
it's not the time span. It's the tool. Yeah, this is a game about,
definitely cool.
I guess, plumbing or similar activities. Do you use a spanner there? I don't know.
The guy who wrote this is a tool.
Oh yeah, we are getting to him in just a second. Don't you fucking worry. So it's also I'm just trying to find where it's. It also explicitly expects you to do bookkeeping because in Rule 3 it asks you to keep meticulous notes of everything you do. We will see what this means in practice later. And then it talks about levelers and spanners and the Continuum and the spanning event and invitations to dance. This whole paragraph makes no sense to you as you read it the first time. So,
It
But
still
anyway,
Makes no sense, even
yeah.
after reading the book.
Yeah. I know. After reading the book, I can explain this, but I don't wanna. Not at this point. But then,
Yeah.
Emery, indeed, you pointed this out correctly. What is your big red flag?
One moment before we get here. This is actually a reason why I
Mhm.
dip out of a lot of RPGs, even ones that have amazing art or good rules. If you present a lot of jargon right up front, you're going to distance basically everyone, even seasoned designers. You
Yeah.
have to be able to use layman's language. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just not going to click with most people. This
Yes.
is what
Yeah.
got me out of City of Mist, which I would love to cover on the show because I actually
Yes.
think it's pretty okay. But its glaring pitfalls are in how much it relies on its own language rather than hearkening to regular shit.
And haircut, I agree. In the dark days of the distant future, there's only war. Explains Warhammer 40k just to a T. Yeah, you can not like Warhammer 40k, you can like Warhammer 40k, whatever, but you have to agree that that's a good tagline. Hi, Sandard, thank you for the blood donation.
I think it's really cool. I don't even like 40k. I've
Yeah.
actively said, what was it in my own Discord the other day, like fuck 40k when we were talking about Sisters
Yeah,
of Battle.
talking about Sisters of
Yeah.
Battle. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the overall like tone is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I mean, again,
The
you
only thing
can.
I don't like about it is that the guys at the game shop who like 40k are constantly trying to like kill me.
That's about
And
how
we might
I'd
be
sum up my
Zionists.
experience.
Yeah, you can dislike or like it, but it has a good through line and they present their shit well. Also, again, if you're making a book,
There are corrections,
don't reinvent how stuff is supposed to be laid out. Like, this page is supposed to be fucking blank, or it's supposed to be have this on it, and then you
That's a
give.
back page.
Yeah, is that a back page actually?
No, it's not, but it is structured.
Oh, wait.
to be a back
Oh, wait,
page
do you know
because
what?
It has the PO box and has all the stuff.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh,
Yeah.
And out of order.
Very. It could be that this is the last one they put in here. In which case, it's better. In which case, I have less to say. In which case, we do get to the next page now, to our credits. And Emery, now your turn.
Okay.
I think I might know what you.
Something we saw with Prime Directive.
Mhm.
Uh-oh. I've accidentally frozen my own copy.
Oh, Emery is very quiet. Okay, give me just a moment.
Am I?
Oh, I can
always
fix.
turn my mic up too.
I can fix it on my end as well. I think. Yeah. Let's give you.
I have frozen my copy of
40%.
Continuum.
Well, that's great.
1 second.
It loads like shit. It takes ages to reload that.
It do be kind of bad though.
Yeah.
I can stream my Firefox to you if that helps.
Oh, it's all good.
Okay.
It'll be up in a sec. But anyways, so when you see a repeated name credits across multiple different fields,
Which
you're
one is
going
it?
to really grind. I think it's Chris Adams.
Yeah, Chris Adams.
Chris Adams. Yep, that's correct.
So if you see it in multiple different areas of expertise, you're looking at somebody's passion project or pet project, and that's what we talked about in chat earlier. That this is just one guy's hardcore desire for like a Doctor Who game.
Yes.
Oh,
or like
no, it's so much worse. But yes, please continue.
But the idea that I want my big time travel game, I want to make sure it's a very tight loop time travel, which I hate. Time travel is stupid. And the only good time travel in fiction is loose time travel or what if scenarios.
Yep.
So fucking stand by that. Wow, Continuum doesn't want to open again. It just like I open it back up, it's like fuck you.
Okay, I'm gonna start streaming the page then.
This is great.
Caught in a time loop.
The computer is trying to save you from it. There you go.
Ha! I managed to slip it. It's opened back up
Oh,
again.
okay. I'm still gonna stream it. Not like it's a big thing. So yeah, we have Chris Adams and David Fuden are the main guys, but Chris Adams is basically mentioned as creator, writer, editor. So it's great if your writer is also your editor. Then you can be sure there's gonna be no flourishes in there, and might be superfluous. As an artist as well, which okay, fair enough. You can write and be an artist. I would say that's the forgivable part. And he did the logo. No, David Fuden did the logo. Fraternity logo. Oh, he did the fucking logo. Oh god, why would you credit yourself for those? They are so bad. Okay, we're seeing these later. And he's also written a foreword, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Chris Adams has written one and David Fuden the other.
I don't like crediting somebody as a Photoshop god. That's just a personal thing. I think that seems a little.
Yeah, just about everything in here can go a bit more in so people can read it. Is just the best. Hi, Vasai.
Hello.
This game, free haircut. Yes, this game is Time Cops, and believe me, it's worse than you think. It's worse than you could possibly imagine right now. We're getting into it. This is gonna be a good slow burn, but yeah, we don't have to wait long to get explained just how much. What? Yes. Yes. What's the show called again?
Plus actor.
Yeah. Dark Place. Dark Place. Gutharangi's Dark Place is one of the best fucking things ever made. And yeah, this.
You and him were buddies, weren't you?
Fuck. Trek, do you know Dark Place?
No, I don't know.
Okay, we should have watched Dark Place. Fucking, I guess we could just stop the show and watch Dark Place. No, we're doing it later.
That'd be so cool. You want Dark Place for 3 hours? It's free to watch, isn't it?
It's free to watch on YouTube. Yeah. It's no excuse not to know Dark Place. It's awesome.
By the way, that is I think what's his name? Fuck. I can't remember his name. He's from the IT crowd.
Yeah, the black guy from the IT crowd, the main cast guy. Don't ask me. Yes, he's so good in it. He's
so funny.
As yes, he's the best character in the show. It is so true. Okay,
Anyways.
So sidetrack over. We have to talk about about garbage. So,
Garbage.
So, just in case these 4 credits we got, out of which I would say 3, about 2 are too many.
Am I still low? I guess I might be.
I turned you up 40%.
I've also turned myself up.
Okay. Emery is very, very low still. What the fuck?
It's a weird thing. Hold on, I just turned my mic up.
Okay. I don't really. I don't hear you any louder. That's a strange kind. I'm at 200%. Say something.
Yeah.
Hello.
I can't make him louder, folks.
Hold on 1 sec. Let me see
I
if
always
I
have
can
Emery at 200%.
Weird. What's up with
Yeah.
that? I have on my own stream. I have one of the loudest mixes ever. And then anytime I come into a call with anyone else, I'm super quiet. Wait a minute. Let me just check my Discord settings really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
What if I fucked him up?
I guess I can turn Discord up a bit more as well on OBS.
Volume is maxed. Wow.
Okay, so it's much better. It seems. I turned you up as much as I could. I guess it's enough. Okay.
Yeah, it should be enough.
Okay. So, in case you were wondering, yes, this is totally a passion project because, as the foreword by Chris Adams tells us, in 1977 I was playing Tunnels and Trolls when I created, quite by seeming accident, a time-traveling character that would never stop playing. And then he tells us about his character, and this whole book is not about his character. To his fucking credit, it's not. They might be in there, but I don't know. But it is about the world they created about their character. And then he talked to a guy later about making a game about it, and yeah, great job, dude. We're gonna see how terrible this is in a second. But almost more importantly, if you could spend time at will, what kind of civilization would you be entering into? Then this paragraph tells you just how sweaty and in its own ass this game is, because we're gonna see the through line of there's no fun allowed in this game at every turn. So if you had a time machine, one that could go into the past and future, couldn't you just go and find the best one ever made? So except perhaps for the prototype, the best time machine would be the one in use. Like, you have to agree with this, kinda. It's not like they didn't think about it. That's the credit I'm giving them. What would the best time machine be? Following the human logic of instant gratification. Okay, well, the best would be one.
You know this guy.
The best would one allow travel.
Instant gratification and all.
The best would one allow travel at will. So good job, editor. In fact, it
Well, he
would
edited it
just be
himself.
standard equipment, no external device to get broken, stolen, or lost. You'd learn how yourself. You would be the machine. Oh, be the machine. And if one person learned how, they'd be everywhere, up and down space-time. This newborn time traveler would find already in place civilizations he never suspected before. Fair? So now take a realist approach. How do humans organize themselves? Most time travel stories are or arguments have to invent the time police, government, or similar motivator to create the reason for a hero or a team of heroes to go out and stop a villain or save a victim. While a police authority may wish to exercise control over time, the spanning people already living there have more than enough means to keep their skill hidden from the ignorant and handle crises amongst themselves. This law of time travel become what? The laws of time travel become laws of behavior. From this guiding principle does the universe unfold. Fucking fuck. So, yes, we are very sweaty and we thought about our setting really hard.
Yes. Now,
Really,
Sunder
really hard.
asked about tunnels and trolls. Now,
Mhm.
I know this system.
Mm-hmm.
I have played this system at a Gen Con once.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the context of that Gen Con panel was?
Terrible games.
No, we get really fucking drunk and play the worst games that we can find. So we were
Yeah.
absolutely
So kind of, yes.
smashed. So here's the thing. I can give you a couple of quotes about tunnels and trolls really quick, right off the wiki page. Let's look at this. TNT is much more limited than D&D in every way. Anyone who likes TNT will sooner or later graduate to the more satisfying, much more widely played, and much more sophisticated Dungeons & Dragons. This was in the 70s. This first edition was published in 1975.
Holy shit.
Yep.
It is effectively knockoff shit kitty tricycle training wheel D&D. It is awful. It's so lame. And the guy who made it was trying hard to push it as like, you can make anything in this system. You could do Marvel in it. You could do Elric stuff in it. You could do Conan. It's like, it's the most like, I made my own system and I'm super proud of it because I knocked off a current, and it's the exact same. Stats work the exact same. Like, it's the same shit, except they put luck in it.
Yep.
Yes.
Luck in.
It's disgusting. It's the one of the worst systems I've ever seen. It's just this boring garbage knockoff kitty D&D. I hate it. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
The art.
So,
Okay.
I mean, through line, I guess. We have another dedication from the other author, which I mean, we're not going to go into this. Didn't have anything
God.
that stood out to me too badly. I think
No.
I don't know what this is. So I guess Barbara Manui just wrote a thing. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. It is not important.
Barbara Manui is the third person that's in the
Oh,
credits
is that
that's
all-
created by.
Oh, so
Yeah.
this is just an example of terrible layout then.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Like 3 dedications right up front. Okay, guys.
Yeah, I mean, they wrote this together. It must have been hard. So,
Could you imagine if we all wrote like a terrible RPG system and the first like 5 pages were just forewords?
I would write
Yes.
a
all of
20-page.
us talking like the most nonsense.
Yes, I would write a 20-page dedication, then the rules on one napkin. So the
We make that the tagline.
yes, chapter
Rules
1.
so easy, you write them on a napkin.
Chapter fucking 1, invitations. Many a wrong and its curing song, many a road and many an inn, room to room, but only one home for all the world to win. And so she vanished. Is that part of the quote? I don't know. George MacDonald, fantastic, a fairy romance. 18. Don't quote the fucking classics in your shit RPG. God damn it. Okay.
I'm gonna quote Aurelius in my shit RPG.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
We should just, I don't know, Nero or something, just because he
No, it
burns
should,
stuff.
it should just be like one of those fucking terrible quotes like,
Mhm.
carry the strap or else you get whacked, Sun Tzu.
So, chapter 1 is about how time travelers are chosen, not born, a character creation, resolving actions, and physical combat. And then there's a story about Cynthia Carmichael, who's going to be a recurring character in this. We're not going to see because we are scrolling right past this. Which I will credit them. The parts where they write story are fine. And maybe this should have been a fucking book in the first place because it's not a good game.
I hate this fucking thing.
And this
Like,
is the
scrolling past this hurts so bad. I read several paragraphs of this. Many of them. I read like 2 pages of this. I hate it. It's not very well done.
No.
It's not very well formatted.
So I give when I say this is fine, write a book instead. I mean this prose is okay. I don't think it's a book I would want to read. But hey, it's fine. Maybe someone would like to read it.
Something where this person has a good idea of how the mechanics of literature work, but they don't have any good ideas. But they think their ideas are amazing.
Yes.
This is somebody who just really likes H.G. Wells.
Yeah,
or any number of other sci-fi stories and thinks that they can just take a grab bag of that and make a story out of it. It's a toy box style of writing.
He logicked himself, or they logicked themselves into the setting, which is again all about logically time travel. So they probably sat together in a dark room one day and talked about how would this work, man, because it doesn't make sense in Back to the Future. And so the gist of this first part is time travelers invite other time travelers to time travel.
Yep.
And
man, Ed Greenwood wrote himself into his own D&D setting. That means that my stupid sci-fi writer can do that too.
Yep.
Yes. And so how does this game work mechanically? Which, for once, we're not going to have to talk about the base mechanics too long. Because it's pretty simple, and I don't mind the simplicity here. Just looking at this game on its own meager merits, this is fine, because you have 3 attributes, which are body, mind, and quick. Body is your strength and constitution. Mind is your smarts, measured by IQ, which also gives you a kind of idea about the kind of dude that wrote this. Because, by the way, guys, IQ is fucking fake, and it's stupid. From people at different times of day have different IQs because they have different abilities to take tests, and it's supposed to not be like that. Anyway, but
it's a really simple sociological thing where it's literally just a measure of how you are adapting and exporting information.
Yes.
It's only about the efficiency of how said information runs through you. Like it measures nothing about your knowledge or your actual intelligence. There are tons of people who get really low IQ scores and they're incredible at certain small tasks or whatever. It's a weird thing.
It is.
It's awful. It's used by phrenologists. Modern day phrenologists.
Phrenology is not longer cool, so IQ has taken its place. Yes, and third status
Can
quick.
I interject for a second?
Yes, obviously.
Body, quick, and
mind.
The last one, mind. Those will correspond to the exact same attributes that are used in a number of later RPGs, like Cypher System, which uses mind, speed, and intellect. So, it's one of those things where I'm just like, okay, another tri-stat system. Is it exactly the same as other tri-stat systems? Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Right away. It is immediately.
You do tri-stat because generally this is the 3 big archetypes. You have a smart guy, the quick guy.
I have one thing I want to talk about, which is my absolute favorite shit. Because guys who love IQ always do this. Mind 7, one of the top geniuses of their time, Stephen Hawking or Galileo. Galileo was referred to as an idiot in his own time, and Stephen Hawking has absolutely stated people who boast about their IQ are losers, which is my favorite fucking Hawking quote.
Yes. Also, all these are. We're gonna get into how the system even breaks. The simplicity even is not good because it breaks itself still. It's fine to give these examples or give the IQ if you really want to, but having both is just dumb. But anyway, you get what this is. Like, Billy the Kid is the quickest guy in the West, so he gets quick 7. Blah, blah, blah. Quick is also used to time travel, but they had to put it somewhere. And you have skills. which work like this. If you have no skill, you roll your stat -2. If you have a skill, you add a point or more than 1 point on top. With potentially no upper limit, if you can be a really good grandmaster. And I can tell you, I did one bit of math about the system, and you will have to be a really good grandmaster in some aspects to be a normal human being. But more on that later. So you get 25 points to buy shit. Your attributes, so you can buy attributes 1 for 1 except for quick, which costs double. Which you shouldn't buy quick up at the start, min-max, in case you ever play this, because every time you time travel, you get to do a quick check. And then the more checks you do, the quicker shit levels up, but hey, who cares? And you get skills.
God, they put chi in the quick thing. I didn't even notice that.
Right away.
Oh my god.
Did they? Where is it? What?
Yeah.
They talk about chi in there, and then they put Bruce Lee at Quick 7. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, you're right. They should totally do. Yes.
90s Orientalism. What's that?
I don't know. I don't know. Like that Mind 8 is so off the charts, you can't finally have photographic memory. Yeah, exactly. Mind 8, if you go beyond 7 in some things, you get photographic memory for Mind. There's no way to go. I guess Body doesn't get anything special. You're not suddenly Andre the Giant or whatever. But yeah.
Nope.
And Quick can also go way above 7, which this game breaks itself instantly, but whatever. You can also buy benefits, which you shouldn't do because they are all pointless. All of this is pretty much pointless.
Yeah, it is.
This is a sheet. These are all clock faces. They are in different sizes. And I will say this right now. Say you have a novice skill in science physics, like here, which is a mental attribute, so you circle the M. You're a novice, which you shouldn't have written in with a pen, but whatever. So the novice means you just get your mind attribute to a 4 in physics. Let's say you do 10 physics rolls. Each time you do one and actually make the roll, you mark off one of these little boxes. And once you reach, I guess it's 10, you can raise this to, without spending XP, there's no XP in this game. Without spending anything, this physics skill would just go up to apprentice, which is +1. And then you erase this, and if it goes 20 more, you get journeyman. If it goes 30 more, you get master, or whatever M is. And then if it gets 40 more, it's master +1, +2, +3, and so on. That's how things rise. Same up here. If you
shoot so much,
it's dumb. It has
so bad.
Spent so much space on this shit. Same for these. I don't know if the big and small clocks mean anything, but it raises more or less the same way.
Yep.
And yeah, they did fit this on one sheet, but it's
watch, like the watch in the hand thing, looks like a little fat turkey, like a little Thanksgiving turkey.
Yes, I thought so. Here's the hand. Yeah. It's literally a hand turkey with like a bomb in it. They stuffed it in the butt.
Hand grenade in it.
Yeah.
The most esoteric way to kill someone at American Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Put a big Looney Tunes bomb in the turkey.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's already happening.
And
we're not even a half hour in.
Are we going to review the Toon game next now? Oh god.
Wait, what?
It's I've
save it.
Read this once.
I beg you save.
What is happening?
Is there a Looney Tunes?
There is a Toon game, yes.
Toontown, the tabletop.
Yeah, except your charisma score is your chutzpah.
Yes.
It's so ridiculous.
I want my fucking strength score to be my moxie.
Oh my god, I think it is. I don't remember. It's been too long.
Yeah. So, certain things in this sheet actually matter. These are date of invitation, locality,
yes,
the error, which you couldn't just. The locality is not your error. We'll get to errors soon. The errors are so fucking pretentious. And your age also matters. All the skills matter. The attributes Okay, they also matter. The rest is basically crap. So, and then you get some advantages. One is free. You get one for free. You can buy 2 more. You shouldn't. None of these matter. You can get a limit, which is a disadvantage. They are somewhere in this book. They didn't put them here. They should have, whatever. Then we get to the first real indicator that this game allows no fun. Because if you think of any fun time travel story at all, what is often a thing? Oh, we want to get rich, right?
Oh yeah, right away.
Yeah, you get rich off the stock market, whatever. Or you
give Biff the almanac.
You give Biff the almanac, or whatever. He finds the almanac after you have a change of heart and don't use it, and so on. So this game has your one big score. When you are indicted into a community of time travelers, they allow you to get money one time. How big a money, you ask? Well, it's roll 4 D100s and multiply the results. So roll D100 times D100 times D100. So this is, I believe, any number from $100 million to $1.
Okay. Let's test that.
Emery, I don't want to test that. I just want you to imagine that you're. Okay, you can do that math on your lonesome. I just want to point out the idea that it's possible in this game that the time travelers are like, hey guys, you are now also time travelers. Congratulations. Here's your $1. Don't spend it all in one place. It's so stupid.
So bad.
Why is it even just say enough money that it doesn't fucking matter?
Yeah.
You can't spend it anyway. It's the stupidest thing in the world. What are you going to do with this money? It's not going to matter in the game, because half the time you're going to be in ancient Mesopotamia or whatever. But yeah,
I want to spend my $194,370 in ancient Mesopotamia.
Yeah. Then since they don't know paper, it might actually be valuable there. But then the time cops are going to break your neck for giving them paper.
Time cops can suck a dick.
Yeah, well, we are all, they call them narcissists. The bad guys, the bad time travelers you fight are narcissists. And I feel we would all be them, because this is so bad.
So bad.
Oh, blood donation again, Asana, thank you very much. And yeah, so this is just, we're just going through here, and this is just one of the first things I remember from a long time ago when I read this first. Was just the ability to be like, yeah, I wrote a 1, a 2, a 1, and a 3, so I have $6, and that's my big score. And if I want more money, I have to beg the money changers, which is one of the fraternities in this game that run everything, to allow me to get more money. And I think I'd be able to do it, because even anyone DMing this would be like, okay, Bill rolled like 20 million, Samantha rolled 30, and you get $6. It's like, if it can go this wrong, it's not a good rule. But again, you just roll this. You don't play this. This is not fun. We're not having fun here. You're just gonna say, yeah, stock market here, I have money. Good luck. Cool. So, and then how do we roll in this game? Happy, hi. Sorry, I didn't say hi to everyone, maybe, but well. So how do we roll in this game? It's very simple. So you have your attribute and your skill, right? So let's say it's a 4. You take your D10, your trusty D10, and you roll it. I rolled a 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. It's a positive number, you win. You did it. Whatever you want to do, you did it. There can be modifiers to your number and stuff, but that's how this part is very easy and simple. Since your attributes can go very high though, it's kind of possible to just have attributes so high it doesn't matter. So then the other rule is any 1 automatically does it, and double 1s crit. And any 10 auto fails, but a double 10 is basically a crit fail. That's also all the rules for rolling. You're done with those. It's very fast sometimes. Oh yeah, here's the limits. So we can roll. Oh, we should all roll what we are, because I think this might have some good ones in there. Let's see. So it's D100. I am a 7, so I am short. Okay, I'll take that. It's not a disadvantage. Some of these give you disadvantages. But some of these don't. Like, for example, if I'm overweight, I'm 30 pounds overweight, my body is reduced by 1. What do they think happens if you are 90 pounds overweight? You just die? Because
they have OBs over there to the right.
Yeah, normal humans, I have body of 3, just for reference. So being 30 pounds overweight makes your body reduced by 1. Is this off BMI? Because I know a bunch of bodybuilders who would say what?
Bro, you can have no arms.
Is that where is that? Did I not see it?
If you roll at 83,
no arms!
No arms!
No arms!
Yep.
No arms! No fucking arms! I glossed over that. You can be deaf as well. I mean, infertile. Infertile is next to missing arms and no hands. This is amazing. Okay, I want to roll again. So, Drake, this is for you.
Yeah, this is for me.
You are 60.
Have narcolepsy?
66. You have asthma.
Asthma.
Alright, let's go. What do I got?
If you had dice, you could roll yourself, of course, Drake. Sorry.
Yes, I'll do it for the next one.
Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling
here. I got
here.
a facial tick, which I do have. I have my characteristic sneer of derision, and that's not because I actually constantly sneer. It's because I have a facial spasm. It makes my face look like I'm sneering.
Nice.
Oh, God.
So, okay, Drake, roll yours then. I'll take asthma off of you. I have 2. I'm a short asthmatic.
Oh God, I rolled a 93. What is 93?
Oh no, that's not good. Narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy.
GM decision to fall asleep. Okay.
Just fall asleep during time travel.
The thing about this no arms thing, you know, nothing fucking matters your role in this. We will get to it eventually.
Yeah.
97, 98, borrowed time. The characters witness their own death and has this in their yet to fulfill. See page 41, second death. The character may not advance beyond span 3. Yeah. If you know the hour of your death, you are not allowed to be a super time traveler anymore, which makes no sense at all.
No sense.
But anyway, is there one better than no arms? I really doubt it, but let's see.
No, I'm not seeing one's better.
Okay, I do like that the cripple or minor are the same one. You can either be a cripple or a minor. That's the same disadvantage. I guess they mean a minor cripple, but that's also a nice word use, guys, and very nice. Obese, allergy, sickly, clumsy, dyslexic, allergy,
old. Just be old.
Yeah.
I like how they describe diabetic.
I like
get insulin or die.
Yeah.
Why would infertile matter?
Because you can't.
That's a positive. You can't be your own grandpa then.
Yeah. It's basically some of these are positives. Yeah. Can have an uncommon phobia or be ugly. No sense of smell or taste. Stutterer, facial tick. Oh god, yeah, okay. No limit. Lucky you. You get away without having a limit applied to your character. Awesome. So you can have no arms or nothing. What would you prefer? God damn it.
Oh, the system. The pain.
Just for, by the way, for what would I want to say something when I forgot. Doesn't fucking matter. Let's go on. You have types of some actions are automatic, which is just like if you have a driving skill journeyman, you can just drive in the city or whatever. And there's skills, like mostly what you would expect. There's not too many of them. They are fine. A lot of these for knowledge skills, especially, you have to write down though what you actually do know. For example, if you have science is universal, I believe. For example, if you have
history is a good one to point out.
I think they're just those are I think are all lumped under one skill name, which is artisan or something.
Yeah.
I like how physical characters are completely fucking screwed with like 4 skills.
Yeah, indeed. So, History would be a good one, yeah. So you would you need to have a specialization at least to start, and each of these would be its own skill. So ancient civilization is one, American South is one, whatever that means. Inca civilization would be part of America. No, it wouldn't.
It means you're a Confederate apologist.
Yes. Yep. Civil wars, automobiles, castles. So you could either have like a time span of like, I don't know, 750 to 2000 is what I think the example character has. Or you could have castles, just castles in general, which is...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then if you want more, you have to just buy more skills.
This is a common thing with skill-based systems of this time, and it's a thing that has always frustrated me. As a lover of competent people, there was this weird move in tabletops to move away from characters who had like physical capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being a good fighter or a good marksman or anything like that. And it was like, no. We're going to make our system skill-based. So the smart guy of the party is overpowered and the fighter can do jack shit.
Yeah, that was also AD&D and stuff, yeah. On here, also good news, Emery. You get some free skills for being from the 20th century.
Do I?
Yes, you get drive car.
I'm so happy.
You get athletics for one sport of your choice. You get locality knowledge. You get
what is that? Wait. That's not the 20th century. Like what? That's 1 century prior.
Late
20th century people are fat and lazy.
Yeah, they were born in the 70s. They still went outside.
True, they did. They weren't neats.
You get your language, actually at journeyman, so it's +1. You get and you get an acumen and drop skill, acumen and hobby skill for free. Mm-hmm. So this is a sweet. Half point, 1 point, 2.5. Yeah, it's a sweet 3.5 points by their own point by system of free shit you get. And they explain how these clocks work. I already did that. And then we get to combat. So now here we start. Okay, so average skill in something is average attribute is 3. Average skill, if you have your acumen, your job, which you do as a job, you work it every day of your life, because hopefully not every day, but more or less, is at novice. Meaning, unless you buy it up, the skill of yours is on average going to fail if you roll it. Because you roll a d10, which is a 4.5, or sorry, even 5.5, and subtract 5.5 from your starting skill of 3, and if it's negative, you just don't do it. So if you wondered why most guys just in a job just are shit at it, it's because of this. Because you basically fail more often than you succeed in the system. Because any roll you make is basically a 50-50 shot to fail as you start out, which is just great. Haircut, this is, of course, you are right. There's lots of skills that would be very useful for time traveler. Horse riding is a good example for sure, very good example. But this is, of course, if you start in the 20th century, these are your skills. This more or less says if you are starting in other times, of course, you don't have drive, you would have horse riding. This part isn't bad. It's just there. Okay, combat, works as you'd expect. You hit a guy or shoot a guy, and then you both roll your shit, and whoever does it good, blah. I'm glossing over because the combat, you're never gonna actually do it. No. We get to this, but if you really want to know, you roll your d10. If it's positive, you hit, and then you do damage according to where you hit them, and they can dodge if it's a gun, but it's hard, and blah. So then we come to an interesting thing in this, which is the wound severity table. I just wanted to point this out in specific because it's very funny. So how damage works in this game is you have as many hit points as your body skill. For reference, again, the average human is a 3 body. If you are overweight, it might only be 2. But you have on average 3 body, and that means you have 3 hit points. Should you take 3 hit points of damage, you go unconscious. Should you take the triple of that, so go negative double of your hit points, you die. So let's see what you average survive, just in this logic. Minor wound, blow to the midsection, minor sprain or cut. Anything below this level of damage is not considered causing any IP. Oh yeah, IP. This infraction points or whatever it's called, or injury points, whatever. It just means you get -1 to your dice. So it's basically making itself very quickly, very impossible to succeed at anything if you're injured. So serious wound, non-trivial cut or gunshot, a powerful blow to the face. Severe wound, non-fatal gunshot, falling 20 feet. This amount of damage will knock an average adult unconscious. I call bullshit on both counts of this, knocking you instantly unconscious. Like if you get shot in the shoulder, or if you fall 20 feet, you're not unconscious, you're just in fucking pain. Or whatever. So this, you're unconscious now. But let's see what happens. Critical wound. Near powerful explosion, large caliber weapon hit. A wound of this magnitude will usually cause permanent damage, such as loss of a limb, appearance, or faculties. So this is how you lost your arms.
I remember that time I got clipped in the shoulder by a 30-06 and I lost the entire use of my arm. It didn't heal at all.
Yeah. Extreme wound. Riddled with bullets, covered in napalm per combat bout. So this, you keep running. Rolled over by a tank. 6 to 8 damage, depending how big the tank is, I guess. So remember,
it's not extreme. You're just flat.
Don't we all remember that time where we got run over by a tank and we just lived? With maybe
that classic trope.
Yeah, I always remember that. Deadly wound.
I remember that time Drake got ran over, but it succeeded their moxie check, and then I just peeled them off the ground like a fucking like a piece of gum and flapped them like a bedsheet. They popped right back.
And I stuck my thumb in my mouth and used my face breath to inflate myself.
Yeah. And again, because the system is as simple as it is, you cannot die from the tank rolling over you because it does 8 damage.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
wait.
Example. A tank rolling over you is an example of 6 to 8 damage, and it takes 9 damage to kill you. So what kills you is low rocket to the face. This sort of wound is enough to kill the average adult instantly and messily. Okay. These examples are terrible. This scale isn't even that bad. It's a workable system if you just ignore them. But I love the idea that you get rolled over by a tank and you are basically not dead. But then someone punches you once and you get you get a sprain as well. Apart from all your bones being pulverized, you also get a sprain and then you die.
Yeah, your ankle gets twisted a little bit.
That's how you die.
I will say this is one of those munitions kind of thing. Because people just look at the law and they assume, oh, the big rocket, it's shooting a go boom. It takes a significant amount of force to crush that nose cone. That's why it hits solid shit. If it hits you in the face, it'll be like somebody shooting a fucking like golf ball out of like a high-speed launcher. You're probably gonna get like a heavily broken piece of your head, but you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I mean, no, what happens is it hits you in the belly and then you fly with it into the tank.
And then the fireball go big. The big fireball die, yeah. You know it's a good tabletop when Emery devolves into caveman speed.
You also roll where you hit people, so we could know. Let's say I get hit by a law rocket. I got hit in the hand, so I'm fine. This is how everyone loses arms in this is a great picture. This guy's just about to put the L on his forehead, you know?
The way the B is shaped, it's like he's wearing a horse collar. It's like, what the fuck were they doing drawing that?
Yeah. So like
that's like just getting hit in the tit. Like that's all that's gonna happen.
Yeah, they just hang deep. Also, why is the gut shot so much? I mean, wait. What about this band of the torso is so much better to hit than? I mean, I guess all the legs are D and C is like your groin. I don't know.
I would guess.
No, your groin is also D.
I guess you never. Wait, I'm stupid. No, in this game you never get hit below here, so you never get hit in the groin.
No.
Yeah.
Never. You never do.
No leg. No. That's why you couldn't have no legs. It makes sense.
This actually makes it so much more powerful if I have no arms, because then people can't hit me with C or D shots.
Oh, you say that, but D shots almost don't matter. Because if you look at damage is then awarded depending. D is least damage, A is most damage. So if you're struck by lightning, but only in your hand, it's 2 damage. So some people survive that because it doesn't earth through your body or anything, no matter where it hits you. No.
This is your hand.
If you hit by
That's how it works.
It's also why if you hit by a vehicle, just put your hand out so it hits the hand.
Yes.
And then at 60 miles per hour.
If a car is going 60 miles an hour, you just go, stop! And it hits your fingers and you're fine.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
God.
But you can slowly die over time by burning your hand over and over. That's also a thing. This damage system is terrible. It's bad.
So bad.
I accidentally jammed my very, very long eyelashes into my own eyeball, cradling my head.
What I also did is gloss over one thing. I want to show what other things.
That dude's sick musical skills. Did you see he was playing a horn with another horn?
We are going there in a second. I want to find the movement.
Inception before Inception.
So, movement rules. A character may walk up to 2 feet in a combat stage. A stage is 2 seconds. A bout is 5 stages of and still perform another action. So you can do like a step and then do another action. This is the first rule, but this is fine. Like you can walk a step and shoot your gun, whatever. Yeah, okay. You can also. So again, this is 2 seconds we're talking about. Should a character want to do nothing but run for a stage, he may move at body times 2. I remind you that the average human has 3 bodies, so this is 6 feet. Body times 2 in feet. So the average human who isn't trained in athletics runs over 10 seconds, 30 feet.
What kind of baby-like people are these?
Yes. So I did the math. Since body 7 is your a world-class athlete, they run 14 feet in 2 seconds. So not really nearly enough in 10 seconds, for the 100-yard dash or something. So it's like 14 times 5. What did I had
70.
the math here. So the bottom line was
70 feet in 10 seconds.
Yeah. The bottom line is you need an athletics of Grandmaster plus 23 in the system to be able to run the 100-yard dash in 10 seconds. Never mind faster than that. So good job, game designers. This is a very good shit test for any system, by the way. Like, for example, you can be like D&D, you aren't very fast either. But D&D always
I was actually about to talk about that.
D&D assumes you are being combat aware, not just running. But this system is specifically tells you are only running, and then you are basically whatever this is. This isn't running. This is like miming running while moving slowly in one direction. If your basic movement skill is garbage, this obviously, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Because now we are done with the system. This is all the rules for fighting and for skills. We are done. You can heal like normal people would. Like there's healing. Good job. Here's some guns. We are done. Here's a man with 1 foot in a pod playing a horn, which has another horn in it, which is very important and very poignant art for a game about time travel.
Yeah, it really makes me want to be a time cop right now. Right now. You expect to get your foot stuck in a pot and then you like hit your head on a broom and then you fall into a closet or something. But no, he's playing 2 horns instead.
You're talking about Court Jester.
Exactly.
Yeah. So do you guys have anything to add to this so far? Anything to say?
I did the math for the top speed for somebody who has a body of 7, and they move normally 4.77 miles per hour if they do nothing else.
That's not very fast.
Baby legs.
Yeah, that's baby legs. Yeah.
Totally baby legs.
This motherfucker quoted Kafka?
Yeah, of course.
Also, why are we at page 36 and we still have like 200 pages left?
Oh, but Emery, you need to know about the rich world and setting of Continuum role-playing in the
No, I don't. I don't need to know.
But you must, Emery, you must.
I cannot.
Because before this you were joking about me having to run this. Maybe I will one day. Maybe one day.
Okay,
maybe you will wake up strapped to a chair one in the future. I will be there and be like, okay, Emery, roll for initiative. I never explained how that works.
This is my incredibly esoteric, strange BDSM
we
torture.
do have to go back for this. We do have to go back for this because it's also great.
No, going back, only going forward.
No,
wait.
We
have
go
to go back.
We go back. So, your quick determines when you act in a round in your 10 seconds.
Oh God, I hate this table.
So if you are quick 1 to 2, you act in stage 3. If you are quick 3 to 4, you act in stage 2 and stage 4. If you're in 5 and 6, you act 1, 3, and 5. 7, 8 acts in 1, 3, 4, and 5, and 9 to 10 acts in all of them. If you're above 10, you go back here and get a second action in a third. So what this also means is, unless our athlete we've talked about has a very high quick rating, so he has to study Eastern philosophy to get his chi up, basically. Once that starting pistol is sounded, they're going to wait 4 seconds to start running, since they don't act before here, or maybe here. Unless you're 5 to 6, you don't act immediately. You just stand around for up to 4 seconds doing fuck all. Then you can tell him, I'm start running, and then you can be running for the next 10 seconds, because otherwise also you only move 2 feet, but because you can't do another action. And this whole system makes no sense. It's bad. But now we are getting to the rich tapestry that is this game setting.
Manning. How to be a spanner. Write this book.
How to be a spanner. Write this book, yes. So, any time traveler, once they initiate, is considered as spanner of the first degree, or span 1. What does this mean? Span 1s can go 1 year back or forward in time, or 1 mile in a direction. Because as this game is going to tell us soon, but time travel is also space travel, because back in the past, the Earth used to be in a different place, which makes sense, but no one fucking cares. I'm also, we're getting to the point where I'm the most done with the system, by the way, so yay. So I'm just scrolling. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm not going to grace this garbage with my attention. But here's the table. So if you aren't a time traveler, which is a very important information, you can't travel through time. You can't go anywhere, and you can't, travel through space either. You can also not take stuff with you if you can't travel through time. If you travel through time, why is this here? But then you see the in-betweeners, which are like, if you are freshly initiated, then you are span 1, you are novice. And at span 2, which is going to come later, you can go 10 years back or forward in time. Go 10 miles in a direction, or anywhere, and take more stuff with you. And so on and so on. So basically, they told you, but you would instantly have the best time machine ever, except yours sucks to start. Because the time cops don't allow you to have fun. Because what you do as a novice time traveler is basically, don't draw attention to yourself, try not to make waves, live your life normally, let's go back to your 9 to 5, please. For until we think you're ready. Just prove that you aren't an idiot. This is the first stage of time travel. What I always wanted. But then, of course, we're getting to that shit later. Okay. Then, just out of nowhere, but they will tell you about the errors of the Zodiac, 24,000 years of humanity. So, this game is styles itself as having, yeah, okay. So we have the far future AD 2000 to 4000. We're living in the Aquarian era right now.
So we're doing. Wait. Hold on. We're doing like we're doing like fucking zodiac shit.
Yeah.
Wait, this is horoscopes.
Oh, you can. No, it's just they just used the horoscope thing. They just used it to to name their eras. It has absolutely no bearing on anything.
Okay,
so
cool.
We started with Aquarian. They are the future guys. This is where the Time Corps sit, and you aren't allowed to go there actually. So we are all already wanted because we are here.
Yep.
I mean, not quite. I think 2669 or something, which, by the way, nice, is where the big era of cool starts, where you aren't allowed to go anymore. Then we have the Piscean era, AD 1 to 2000. Okay. This is the time of the power of Rome, Christendom, a marked increase in population, and the crossing of the oceans in great migrations. What are you talking about? I think this is the worst blurb I can ever imagine of someone telling me what history was.
2,000 years of it. What?
Yes. The time of Rome is before AD 1, you stupid fucking idiots. The height of Rome is around this time, and then it breaks down. So this is also Rome. God fuck you. And then we have 1 BC to 2000 BC, the era of independent states, each with aloof philosophies, the rise of strategic warfare among levelers. Right, because there wasn't a United China back then. We don't care. The Taurian era, the perfection of cattle breeding, the worship of coral herd, conformity in levelers, and envy of level simplicity in spanners, the hunt of the sun brought to an end, whatever that means.
So what the fuck is a leveler?
A leveler is a normal dude. A leveler is the guy you can't time travel.
Okay.
Let me read chat. There's no chat. Sorry. The important thing there was the back of those days we were onions on our belts and clay pots on our feet. Yes. The pots were the rage at the time, but being a poor person, I could only afford clay pots from feet. Yeah, fair enough. It was hard back then. Winning lottery numbers and stock history for the next 20 years, return to the past and destroy the time machine. Haircut, yeah, but then no, someone else has already used it. That's basically the plot of Looper. By the way, better movie about time travel than this fucking book is a game about it for sure.
Like Looper, but
I don't like it either, but it's intriguing in its stupidity. To know what Leo is up to. What my zodiac age, like Leo, let's see where we find it. So basically, if you go far enough back, narcissists, which are the bad time travelers, do stuff here, fight here with spanners. And the time of the elder human gods known to later leveler. What? Cancerian Leonid era. The time of the first domestication of cats and of the return of individual prowess as a general standard.
What?
So to sum up, this guy just made up a bunch of bullshit because the far past isn't as important to repair as current past. So in some places of this, like for example in the Sagittarian era, in the Scorpid era, time of the Narcissus seeking hellish chaos, revenge and pain, the great sickening of the level population. Who are you talking about? It's such shit. It's so shit.
I'm sorry. I tuned out after this guy just made up a whole bunch of bullshit. Okay, so I have a wiki page up for a book series that I liked particularly when I was a late teen.
Okay.
Yes.
And it is basically a multiverse / time travel story.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine. It's a decent young adult series. I think it's pretty good. It's the what is it? Fucking shit. What's wrong with my brain?
This game.
Oh, it's Oh yeah, that's it. Pendragon, Journal of an Adventure Through Time and Space. Fun
I've
stuff.
heard of that.
Yes, it's a good series. It's really interesting. It deals with a lot of nonsensical kind of multiverse stuff and the idea of repeated concepts.
We're gonna get to that stuff as well. Don't you fucking worry. I would like to point out.
But it's good.
I have no idea if this guy's good at history or not, because there's no way you can, in 20 words, describe 2,000 years of history. How? Just don't do this. Who cares what era it is? This is never gonna be important. Never. Even in
literally never.
In its own fucking game, it's never gonna matter. Because all you have to know is if you go past 2669, nice, you get time copped. Because they don't want you there.
Okay.
And if you go past,
you can't go there.
And if you go past, I think 14,000. No, wait. So if you go here, because this is a time war of the bad guys against the good guys. If you go to 4,000 BC, you're gonna get nuked by time war bombs, and you're gonna die. And then you know your own death, so you are gonna have a problem. And so all of this doesn't matter. This is just garbage they made up in their story about things, which they had to put in here. And it's not explained anywhere near enough in any part of this book as to make sense to a reader. And then you get this amazing picture. Whatever this is. Thank you for this. And it's all the eras. Look, it's them one after the other. And this is the first one. This is where the future, and this is the far past. And it ends here. And
it gets worse than that. Read the entry right after this picture, the Capricornic era.
Yeah.
It gets worse than this.
This era precedes 18,000 BC and also follows 4,000 AD. After 4,000 Earth is entirely part of the inheritors, and the vastness of civilization among the stars before 18,000 BC. Ancient Earth is also protected by the inheritors, but is home to a host of incredible civilizations, all of them human. Further information on this is available to the GM. I don't know if this is a GM book. We don't own this, but
it's so bad, so bad.
Yeah.
Holy shit. By the way, these time periods, they're the same time period. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I guess the inheritors are just outside time at that point. I think that's the only way this makes sense.
Yep.
And then they start talking about frag, which they've done a bunch before. This is time damage. This is the other damage you can take in this game, but they don't explain it here. It's explained
time damage
100 pages later. Like, no joke. But it's important.
That sounds radical.
It's important to talk about what a slip shank is. A slip shank, for people who not in the know about time travel, is what Bill and Ted do when they ask, "Hey, we can time travel. Couldn't we have just put the key under the mat and then they find the key there?" That is a slip shank. You slip yourself an item you happen to need. In which case, you then in this game have to also later do that. You have to tell the DM, okay, I use part of my time travel to go back to there and put the key there before I get there. And if you don't do that, you take this time damage. Because then you've created paradox. And paradox damages you, yes?
Can I ask the creators of this game to instigate a Gemini incident to go fuck themselves?
Yes, you can ask them that for sure.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, the Gemini incident.
I would like them.
As Emery already pointed out, is when you meet yourself. This has a bunch of pretentious garbage rules in this, which basically state, you should always respect your elder, and they are right, you are wrong. If you're the younger, you're wrong, and you can expect your younger self to act the same way. But of course, in the logic of this, you are always the younger self. Because it doesn't make sense otherwise. Because you can't time travel at the table. To retroactively be like, but 2 weeks ago when you met yourself.
Wait. This is a time travel game where I can't time travel at the table?
Yeah. They cheaped out. I don't know what to tell you, Emery. There is no time travel machine included with this book.
The collector's edition had its own DeLorean, but there were only 10 copies of that.
Yes, you can meet your younger self technically, but then they are gonna be a leveler and you aren't allowed to interact with them. They aren't allowed to know you are a time traveler. So the DM can just be a cool guy and tell you, oh, by the way, the child you just saved, that was you. Ooh, spooky. But you don't know that back then. But now you know. It's okay, whatever.
Exactly. So we're playing Quake. What about frags?
Frags, no. Just because we have seen that frag exists doesn't mean we explain it. We explain it later. Just know that it's bad. So
Okay.
So no, you can do time travel, but we don't explain the rules of that until we have gone through all our bullshit. Don't worry.
Okay.
So then you can also, and this is one of my favorite parts in this game. So you can face death and survive it by being a time traveler. Oh, wait, let's not care. Second death. If a player has already played the moment of his spanner's death, and the spanner is killed again in a different way during the game, the character is instantly set to beyond frag 7, and anyone directly involved with him at the time of second death also takes a point of frag. This tends to quiet the sense of bravado that players who know their characters are destined to die would otherwise have. Putting this at this point in the book is a huge stupid move, because it doesn't make sense as you read it. What it means is, okay, let's say we played out that time in the far future where your character dies of natural causes. So we know that happens. That is your destined death. But if you then get just shot by a dude later on the street and you just die, but it's before you die of natural causes in the future, then you are set to frag 7, but you're already dead. So it doesn't matter. And your friends also get partially fragged. So one of the biggest things you should do in this game is not know when you die. You should not pry into your own future, because that just means you might know your death, and then you are basically debuffed for life and stuff. And all of this might sound dumb and stupid and pointless, because it is, yes. Don't worry, I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm drooling like a Neanderthal right now.
Yeah.
And we get to common terms used by the Continuum.
Put on a bib, personally.
I'm sorry if I talk a lot today. Did Trey, Emery, do you have stuff to say? I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you. Carry this one.
Okay.
I did my duties last episode. You can take this one. I believe in you. Carry me.
Yeah, there's a bunch of terms we don't care. We don't want to learn them. Then we get more story for a character we don't care about.
I was going to say something because I brought this up before. It's obvious that the creators of this played Mage the Ascension, and we're just like, hey, paradox. That makes sense as a drawback. Let's keep going with that. Let's call it something cooler. We've played Quake, right? Let's call it Frag. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Do you think these people are cool enough to have played Quake with other people?
Yes.
With other people, yeah.
There are 3 people who wrote this. They probably played it with each other.
Yeah.
I see.
That's my headcanon as well now. So, anyway. So, what is the Continuum and my responsibilities towards it? Asks the book. The Continuum is the time cops. They run everything. And your responsibilities towards them is to do whatever they want from you, because they are the time cops. That is your character.
Are we not part of the Continuum?
Yes, we are, but we are also basically working for them.
Oh, okay.
So what are the responsibilities regarding the next one? No one cares about your percentage. It's garbage. What is the yet? The yet is stuff you haven't done yet but have to do because it influenced you in the current. It's like putting the item there for you to find so that you can open the door. Putting the key there means your yet has to include putting the key there. This is where homework comes in, because so far this seems easy, but we're gonna get to time combat, and then you're gonna go crazy.
Okay.
How do I keep track of the yet? Well, simple. You just write everything the fuck down. Do your homework. If you do anything, you basically have to keep track where your characters have been, what you have done, if you have met yourself, how often you have met yourself, how often you might actually have met other people who shouldn't be there, and so on. You have to keep track of all of it. So if anything of it goes wrong, you can fix it. Because otherwise, you get fragged. And if you get too much frag, you explode. And that's the game. Blah, 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 blah. Smoke terms, we don't care. No, here's frag. How does frag occur? So frag goes from 0 to 7. when a paradox allowed to grow out of control, were a paradox allowed to grow out of control, it would frag all people and objects involved, and like a chain reaction, unravel the world. Only a sapient spanner can put a halt to the paradox at the moment earlier enough to contain the collapse of space-time. Sentient force must be applied to resist the sentient force that initiated the deliberate paradox. Hence the occurrence of time combat. See Casualty, page 56, and Time Combat 117 for the details. In game terms, most instances of paradox, the as is not, create one point of frag. The GM may determine if an instance is more serious, multiple as not, blah, 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 they don't care. So let's read their simple practical example of this shit. The beer crisis of William and Edward. William and Edward are spanner buddies with their own place. They are both sitting in the living room watching football. William has a cold beer, which makes Ed thirsty. Ed spans levelly into the kitchen, meaning he just teleports into the kitchen, and discovers there's no cold beer in the fridge. He spends down 10 minutes, down meaning backwards in time, finds one cold beer and opens it, and spans back up to enjoy the game. Hey, growls Will, pointing at the beer. Is that my beer? You just fragged me. Man, dude, you just fragged me. This is no cool. This is a LAN party. We don't frag each other. Oh, crap, grumbled Ed, coming off the first sip. Guess I gotta fix that. Yes, you do, and before halftime. By the way, frag is supposed to feel like you're dying, so it's cool that this guy's very chill about this. Ed carefully puts the beer down in the living room, walks back to the kitchen. He puts another 6-pack of the same brand into the fridge. As a caution, he attaches a post-it note. Wait. Post-it note to one saying, "Don't touch Ed." He spends up an hour to let it get cold, finds it to be the only one remaining, then takes the cold beer back down 1 hour and 9 minutes and replaces it in the fridge for Will to find in the next few seconds. He tosses the post-it note away and spends back up 11 minutes to avoid Gemini and returns to the football game. "How's that, unfragged?" asks Will. Will gives him a thumbs up. "Just don't touch the one I marked for the next hour, okay? Gotcha." So firstly, in their own example about time travel, they forgot to say right about here that he goes fucking back in time to deposit the beer. Secondly...
This guy thought he was really fucking smart, huh?
Yeah, he really did. Secondly,
Really did.
this whole paragraph tells you how this game is supposed to be played. And I could never make a better case against playing this game than just this paragraph. Because imagine being the type of person who wants to do this.
Okay, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to work with my immense, huge brain and draw myself out of Neanderthal drooling for a moment. So, if I was going to create a time travel tabletop game, I would effectively have it be, your usual narrative game that was coming out at about this time in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just have a token system where, hey, at the beginning, whatever stat you have that governs how many tokens you have, or maybe they're a group thing, you have this many basically Deus Ex Machinas you can spend per session. So you go, oh, yeah, I knew that tank was going to be a big problem, so I stashed a set of, anti-tank mines under this manhole. Bam! And then you flip over the manhole, and then there's the stuff that you stashed, 4 hours later. Because now you know. So if you from 4 hours from now left those behind for you, 2 hours earlier, that kind of shit. Yeah. It's such a weird thing, but it could be really cool, And it would still ask your players to think about the situation. This just seems like, you're a fucking narcissist.
Yeah, it does. And so the important takeaway out of all of this garbage here is that the beer being now basically doubled or whatever doesn't matter. The only frag that can occur is if a sentient being changes stuff. So you can basically go back in time and just take all the metal away. It doesn't fucking matter. But since you took it away, that's the frag. Not that the metal is gone. from the Earth because you threw it into space. I don't know. I don't care. Dumb example. Only you incurred the frag for this because it's the sentience that matters. But
and I really hope Continuum 2.1 gets a patch for that dupe glitch. That infinite beer dupe glitch is crazy. It breaks the economy.
Yeah. You just it makes it doesn't make sense because now the frag is just moved. It's not gone. You just now you have less beer than before because it's from the future.
The net beer has been taken from the universe.
Yes.
The universe is in the black.
My point being this.
In the red.
My point being this: even in their own example of time travel fixing paradoxes, they didn't fix the fucking paradox because it doesn't. We don't know where the 6-pack came from, so I guess they might have had it. If they had it at home, now it's just gone. Since no one cared about it, might be fine, but they don't explain this, and you have to go into so much detail to make this make sense. And this simplest of examples that it's garbage, and you wouldn't want to play this because imagine the DM being, oh, but you fragged yourself just now. Take 1 point of frag because you took the beer that Ed should have gotten, and the worst. And then they explain what causality is.
Oh, fuck off. I saw that. I saw one frame of that fucking
yes, but
graph fly by.
The only important matter in this one is the following: since we know the future to be the inheritors win, and we know the past to be the inheritors won in the future, so the past is set for some reason. There is basically one correct timeline, and it has to happen. So all branches that you make are fallacious causalities, and they have to be fixed. The loops have to be closed, which is this here, right? So even if you loop around, eventually it has to return to the correct timeline. What this ends up meaning is that there's literally no fun allowed, because you can't go back in time to, I don't know, kill Hitler, because then that should be changing the timeline, and the time cops would come for you then. Because you are killing Hitler, and the logic, by the logic of this game, Hitler is already himself a time cop replaced by someone playing his role, so that the future can happen as prescribed. Never mind about the Jews. Never mind about other millions of people dying in this. It has to happen because we can get to the promised land that way. So.
Okay, so this dent-brained moron is straight up putting out every single fucking theory of causality that every metaphysicist has ever done since the fucking 40s and going, well, it's a fallacious type of causality, a multiversal interaction. Yep. Like we haven't been doing this shit for literally nearly 100 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And theorizing and working on it constantly with our understanding of quarks, the universe, and the greater multiverse as a whole. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You think Chris Adams, you think you're more intelligent than every single physicist, metaphysicist that has existed for 100 years?
Yes, but you played Tunnels and Trolls for
a piece of shit. Fucking never put pen to paper again, you goddamn hack. I wish to erase you from the timeline, you fuck. Oh my god.
And then the book asks you to cut it, which I really enjoyed.
Oh my god. The instructions here, I'm just like, fuck you.
Space-time fragmentation demonstrated. A basic illustration of how causality is maintained by the Continuum. Genuine mathematical models are not available here. Yeah, because you made this shit up. Some readers will be reluctant to cut or damage a book due to cultural or investment reasons. Be assured your feelings are a part of this lesson and proceed.
I'll burn this fucking book.
Firstly, without breaking through the paper, make a very light scoring with a drafting knife from A to B. Increase pressure slightly as you go along. Okay. Now from B to C, make the cut through the paper. So you cut here. Whee. At C, begin what is called the as not. So the fork. the point beyond which natural paradoxes do not heal, but collapse the universe instead. Cut this branching area cleanly. So you cut all of this. I guess the Y. Cut that out.
Yeah,
Now tear, not cut the page up to the line at D. Here. Fold at D and curl the peninsula of paper so that it lifts. Explanation. An instance of paradox begins A and either reverts to a non-paradox state without effect at B, or it increases in effect until C. At C comes the as is not, the beginning of collapse and the tearing of causality. D is the yet of the requiring future. Before the effect of deliberate or accidental paradox grows exponentially, sentient forces applied to the continuum stop it cold. Because of this, the fragmented piece of space-time remains a part of the universe. Blah, 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 blah. So the takeaway from this is that we cannot read this page because we cut it and ripped it apart. So let's go to span 2.
Can I really quickly just like break this down quickly for anyone in our audience or who may come in later? Okay, so determinism and causality are two very fundamental pieces of multiverse theory. The idea is, well, you can't go back in time and kill Hitler because he lived up until he killed himself, right? Number one. You can't go back in time and stop JFK from dying because JFK died. Now, if you did, you would create a completely different branch that nobody within this significant, regular line, as we consider the universe, would be aware of it.
Yeah,
it would completely change history, and you wouldn't be able to either go back or switch from one to another. It's just like switching a railroad track. The crazy thing about this game is it says that is narcissistic, which is the thing that blows my mind. Like, what do you mean? The idea of time travel or multiversal travel is predicated on the idea that no one within that stream of consistent causality could perceive anything else outside of what they have right there. That's where the concept of time travel as perception of time comes in. Because it is simply your inability to perceive another dimensional space that keeps you from being able to observe multiverses.
Yeah.
That is the thing. And that was a thing that people understood as a theory in the late 80s.
Yeah, but have you considered that maybe Hitler should live because then the future can happen? Because there's only one correct future?
Have I considered that he couldn't? Because because he died at a very specific point. So therefore,
but he can't. He has to live until that point. Millions of people have to die.
Yes, and if you kill him earlier, then you create a different stream. You create a completely different train
then
track.
the universe ends, Emery. Didn't you pay attention in this book? So yeah, fuck this book.
Eventually. In a nutshell.
We are getting to another of my absolute favorites, which we have to be eagle-eyed at this point in the book because we're at page 59 and you are probably done reading.
I'm very fucking cross-eyed.
So, how do we earn span 2? We can be a bigger spanner if only we have no frag, we have our absolute number of Gemini incidents is met. So yeah, you have to meet yourself a certain number of times within the story because the game is up its own ass about meeting itself. Because this guy likes the DM to play his character.
They like to play with themselves. Yes.
Here's the thing. I actually really enjoy keeping player characters across games, and I like running in what I would call the FromSoft style, in which consistency of character is kept. So no matter what, your character exists somewhere within my setting, and I enjoy that. I like that quite a bit. I'm running a game right now in which the player characters from a previous campaign are major NPCs, but you can do that respectfully, and you can do that without jerking yourself off.
Yeah, but imagine now. So I have very, very bad news for anyone who might, who wants to be span 2. So the player, not his or character, must have spent 2 months of real time and played at least 3 game sessions of at least 4 hours apiece playing Continuum before advancement can even be considered. This represents the solid reality of space-time. Things happen when their time is right, not just when we want them to happen. So the bad news is, if you ever play Continuum and want to level up, you will have to play Continuum several times. Isn't this precious? Isn't this fucking precious?
If you want to level up, pay your GM $15 for the premium package. And level up your battle pass.
I find this is
Rage Shadow Continuum.
This is
literally battle pass. Buy the Fortnite battle pass and then play enough to actually unlock it and level up. Oh my god. I'm sorry I'm making such terrible squealy noises today. I'm awful. This is terrible.
Yes, it is the worst.
Someday we'll clip them all together.
So just so
that'd be awesome. Can I get a Tabletop Talk Emery like cringe compilation? That'd be amazing. That'd be so good.
So yeah. We have to, so this is the TLDRs. We have to play Continuum again so you can level up, but we don't want to. Yeah, well then, you have to play again. Please play my game.
I love the idea that they're sitting in a dark room, like in a moldy basement. Somebody's like, man, okay, Chris, I'm done with this. This game fucking sucks. Can we just level up and play like a better story later? And Chris pulls out like a fucking Smith & Wesson 500 and drops it on the table with a huge chunk, and he goes, "No, you're gonna break the time stream. Play the game."
Yes. So
another session right now.
Yes, another session right now. We're playing for 2 months. You can't stop it.
Or I'm gonna frag you. Yeah, Chris, we've been playing for 2 months. We must stop. No.
But yeah, then you level up eventually, maybe. Probably not. No one played this game, I think. I'm pretty convinced no one ever played this except the people who wrote it.
And we got any Continuum stands in chat. Hit that dab emote if you are. Hit big kappas if you're kappas in chat for Continuum stands.
Don't think we'll see many.
No, so I don't think this is the one where a creator will drop in on us.
If I see a single kappa in chat, I will ban you myself.
he isn't even a mod, but I think he'll find a way. Go, folks.
I agree, Pi. There are easier and cheaper ways to play with yourself.
Yes,
it's true.
And
thunder.
Shakes fist.
Hey Nora, can I get mod privileges for the stream? No connection. No relation.
No, fine. Go. In the future, you might get. You can travel back in time and do it.
Oh yeah, true.
But then but see, Emery, since it doesn't happen right now, that would be a fallacious universe, and you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You would frag yourself before you wreck yourself. Anyway. So we're spent. Who knows? We can go back 10 years or 10 miles. You might have noticed by now that this doesn't really matter because the time spans are in 2,000 years, and you don't get infinite of these. You can do so many years per day, by the way. So there's a limit. I don't care what it was. I've forgotten.
Okay.
But the limit goes up because you can do X spans by so much time. Doesn't matter. At this span too, you are basically not super seasoned yet, but you are not a noob anymore in the time travel business. So you get to join a little boys club, a fraternity. Literally named that. Literally named that because when I think of really serious time travel guys, I also think of fraternities. The guys just neck their beers and slam empty cans against their faces. So what options?
I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to. I used to be able to do the head can crush. I don't want to do that anymore. It hurts my head.
Yeah, the head goes softer over time. So, what can you be? What fraternity? What rich tapestry of options does this game offer you? So, I'm gonna scroll down and just give you the quick rundown. So you join a fraternity. Our example character also joins. We don't care. So there are the antiquarians, which are just guys who keep track of all the stuff and make sure stuff is in the right place. So they make sure.
Sick nerds.
All of these are nerds. Just you wait.
Yep.
So the antiquarians make sure, like for example, if a tank happens to time travel back in the past, they take it away again. That's their job.
God, that'd be so cool. That's the best part of time travel stories, is like fighting Roman legions with a fucking M1 Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The dreamers.
That's what's cool about it.
Yeah, but you can't make any cool things. You're not allowed. Only
fighting dreamers. Let's go.
Only a narcissist will do that. Dreamers, they oracle what the fuck is happening is my what I wrote down there. They are basically able to communicate through time. Like this is how the DM gives you quests, because your future self is gonna dream you and tell you to be less pork, because it's gonna create a paradox. And they can also sort of look into why a certain time stream is wrong and what the cause is. That's also a skill in this game. And you have the engineers. These are the guys who make sure that technology doesn't go out of hand in the wrong times. You might say that's antiquarian stuff, but no, the antiquarians just take the tank away. But if there's any dude who understood what the tank did, then the antiquarians engineers are gonna erase that dude's memory. Then you have the foxhorn. Oh, by the way, the guy who wrote this also drew all of these very amazing and very, let's say, artist credit worthy logos. By the way, the foxhorn, they fight. They do time fighting, which we still haven't explained, but game is gonna eventually. The midwives, they do time eugenics.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
They have to make sure that babies who aren't supposed to be born don't get born, and babies that are supposed to be born do get born.
Yep. It's baked into the system.
I like the speechlessness. It's they try to dress this up in 2 pages of prose, but it's time eugenics.
Yep, that's what it is.
If you fuck your own grandpa, then if your grandpa gets pregnant, they're gonna abort the grandpa's baby, because this isn't supposed to happen. The money changers, they are the guys who care about the worth of things and money in time. They are the biggest nerds of them all. They also give you your dollar if you roll bad in this one thing. The physicians is one of the cooler ones, and actually one that I like, is these guys make sure that if you go 2,000 years in the past, you don't give people COVID. Because if you give someone COVID, back then that would be bad, so they make sure that doesn't happen. That's their job. One of the only jobs in this that isn't terrible. The quicker...
But it's still boring, somehow.
It's still very, very boring, yes. The quicker are the guys who deal with if you get too fragged and you're overfragged, and you mean at 7 frag you are unplayable, but you're still a dude. They put you in a little room and feed you or something. Maybe they also kill you. Who knows? Isn't really explained. The scribes just know all history and make sure it happens, right? Mm-hmm. Also keep track of it in all detail possible, because any small thing can unravel the universe. So hey, the thespians are the other interesting guys. They're just like the actors who play Hitler and stuff.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Hitler has been replaced. This is literally in this book. It's not in
Wait,
this
Hitler's
section.
fake?
Literally.
No, yeah, Hitler has been killed 10,000 times by 10,000 other time travelers. So eventually they just put a dude in there who's really good at eating bullets, I guess. And he's a super powerful time traveler, so he just plays the role of Hitler and writes all the orders to kill all the Jews, because that's how the best time happens.
It's anime Ultra Instinct actor Hitler. He's unkillable.
Yes.
He can dodge bullets.
Kanye the
Like,
Evil posing as Hitler.
Oh my god! Like you get him like in Glorious Bastards, like in the theater, and you come at him with the MP40s, and you just start gunning away, and he holds his hand out like Neo, and all the bullets.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God!
So
I never
again-
thought I'd say this phrase. Keanu Reeves is Hitler.
No.
Oh God. Oh God. No. I would like to see that a movie of his with his time powers again. But holy shit, right? You think they are fun,
So
and then you go right,
bad.
like you think for it for half a second. Yeah, all history's greatest monsters are the people who would get assassinated, so they have all got to be replaced by these guys.
Yeah,
So
that sounds interesting. That sounds like a cool
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Imagine you being recruited into this time fraternity, and then later on they tell you, if you just grow this little beard, you look exactly like Hitler, so we need you to play him. the time eugenicists have created you to play Hitler in the future, which is the past.
okay, all right, okay. Really quick aside.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear I'll let you go back to rotting my brain from the inside. So we just within this year got a pretty good time travel story.
Mm-hmm.
With the new Loki series, which I think is perfectly fine. It's a decent little like end of time, go back to different time periods and poke around at stuff kind of story.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very specific bit that makes the time travel in that series fun because it's very small scale. It's like one area. It's not like you're going across massive scapes of time. Like you're not living for like 100 years. It's like, no, we're gonna go to this one specific Ren Fair in Wisconsin and hang out. And it's like, that's good. That's a good use of your time travel in your story. Make it small.
Yep.
Don't do this shit.
Yep.
Stop doing this shit.
Yep.
Time travel stories are only written by people who think they're super fucking smart.
Yep.
That's it.
Also,
Hey.
Jake, please.
At the other end of the scale, I really enjoyed the first few seasons of the show Legends of Tomorrow because they just realized this is going to be ridiculous. So let's just be ridiculous. It's time travel, whatever the fuck, guys.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that kind of story too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is the no fun allowed kind of time travel, as we have established.
Exactly.
Also, you know that they Red White Wolf because they are like, oh, but the thespians, do they like the scribes? No, not particularly. Do they like the antiquarians? Do they like the physicians? Who doesn't like the fucking physician? Well, anyway.
Why do you not like doctors? What's wrong with you?
Then there's like times where you can hang out, which are very, very smartly named. The Beverly Hills Cops. Ha 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 ha. Ha. You know they really slapped themselves on the fucking back when
Need to
they
make an Eddie Murphy meme for that one.
yes no fun allowed zone for sure. So
wait.
members in the fraternity. So and then you can earn span 3, which is just more of the same shit, except now you have to train other time travelers and have your own fucking corner of where you do that in. And that's basically your job, no? And they don't really go into much detail there, except our sample character also does this. And you basically have to fix their shit. Now you're on call for 20 other guys to fix their fuck ups, because that's the other thing about this time travel. Because there's always say you are span 1 and someone attacks you in time with time combat. And you can't beat them because you're bad at time travel still. You can go to your mentor and be like,
time combat.
No, we can't explain it yet, Emery. We can't explain it yet.
Is it like Jumper? Like, do you have to like hop between areas of time?
Emery, we can't explain it yet. We have to do what the book does. It's the master of this. They knew what they were doing. So,
Okay.
so then you call your mentor, who is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help. And if he can't help, he's gonna call a bigger mentor who can help. And if he can't help, he's gonna call an Eternal who can help. And if he can't help, he's gonna call one of the biggest guys from the space future past. And he's gonna fix it.
That's awesome.
So it
Don't
doesn't
talk to me or my son or his 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 son ever again.
Yes. So the takeaway from that is, instead of playing an adventure, you can just be like, oh, I got fragged. Okay, DM. I go to my dad and tell my dad that I have a boo-boo on my thumb. Can my dad fix
dad
it?
can beat up your time dad, and then your time dad goes and beats up the other kid.
Yeah, and then your dad says, maybe because the DM wants you to do this adventure, no, do it yourself, it's a test. And then you try it, but you just roll bad on purpose because you have, I don't know, let's say you roll bad, you don't even on purpose. Then your dad has to fix it anyway, because that's still, the story is still that it all gets fixed. The story says it all gets fixed, so there's no stakes either. By the way. Good job, writers of this game. Really good job. Couldn't imagine a better system than this. And then you go to Spend 4, which is as follows. Game as a group ends. I don't care what you need to do. It's just stuff. So you have to be awesome.
Okay, you can't be in a party anymore.
Yeah, you Spend 4 is, we are playing the greatest game. Which is basically a game of civilization where you choose a civilization and era and try to make it cool. And that's just what you do. And that's basically just make-believe play with your DM. And I don't know how that makes sense, because I guess it kind of has to be like, yeah, we have to make it as close to what it really was as possible, because otherwise it's going to be different from the reality we want. All this stuff just all happens in a side path and then gets closed. But you can play again. If you don't play well on your first game ever of this, you can't become a Span 5 Eternal. You will forever have to play Civilization. That's your lot in life then. But you basically guide a civilization and then Spend 5, which is just, you can do whatever you want. Have fun.
Okay.
And that is the game. This shows how time is circular and it's all shit. I don't care anymore. There's people, there's inheritors, we're gonna eventually be cooler. Can go beyond Spend 5. There's the same art again, but smaller. Good job.
Yeah, I love that.
Here's a
that guy.
This, the art has nothing to do with anything, but at least it looks kind of cool.
Why is he kidnapping babies? Oh, right, eugenics. That's right.
Yeah, this is eugenics Raven man with crutches.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even look like he's dancing or having a good time. He's no Raven man
And then,
to me.
just when you think it couldn't be any better for just scrolling through this, chapter 3, struggling. I literally laughed out loud the first time. Oh man, I'm so done with this book. What's next? Oh, Raven with a clock in his mouth, struggling. You are right, I am struggling.
Very much struggling.
And then they quote Carl Jung, because as we all know, that's apropos. So now we're getting to time combat, Emery. Aren't you happy?
No.
Okay. So, real quick, dreaming. Dreaming is
I'm smiling, but I'm dead inside.
I understand this. Dreaming, real quick, is finding out why shit happened and why you are fragged right now. Just to roll on shit, and then you can also have dream combat. No one cares. It's just
it's awesome.
No, you might think that it's awesome because you have ideas about this, but these ideas are not in here. Believe me.
I know they aren't.
So basically, you have to dream against another dreamer, and whoever wins gets the correct information and stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm doing fart noises way too much today. Sorry.
It's okay. You're valid.
So you can send yourself notes, which is just the DM giving you a note from the future and telling you it's from you. This is all that happens. Then they go into detail about like language. You have to know the language of the time. Like English changed over time. So if you go to Old England, they're going to just think you're a witch if you talk weird. So learn Old English as well. No fun allowed.
Okay. No fun allowed.
They have like telepathy and stuff and clairvoyance in this, but none of it fucking matters. We're gonna get to why. You can have pyrokinesis and stuff. It's all really cool. You think?
What the fuck? Okay.
I mean, the thing is, pyrokinesis is really shit though. Novice, 1 minute, mind 6. Temperature changes by 1 degree Celsius per minute. You can stare at your fucking tea for an hour and a half and then it boils. Isn't that a cool power to have?
Wow.
I mean, eventually it goes to 100 degrees per second, so you can set guys on fire with your brain. But, well, okay, you can unlock that shit. But not time combat. We are here. We had time combat. And the only way to explain time combat, and I'm sorry to do this to you all, is to read the example because I'm not going through this.
Do it.
Yes. But I want to quickly stop at the things you can do, because you can do a Gemini flash, which is a minimum duration of 10 minutes. A bonus to skill not available. For every amount of age spent greater than blank, it's blank, to a max of blank. Thank you for this information. It's never useful. Gemini flashes, if you help yourself in a fight, you just double up. And these are all like this, so I don't understand. You can hide, but no longer for 128 days. After that, you are just game is over. You have to come out of your hidey hole and stuff. So time combat, as it boils down to, is you get attacked in some way. You get fragged usually, and then you have to find out why and who did it and stop them. And to do that, you have to time travel. And they abstract this. Because if you ran this as a normal adventure, it would just be bad, basically. So instead of that,
is it already?
Yeah, it is. It is also bad. Yeah, but yeah. Okay, I can't even say anything. I can't say anything against it because you're correct. So. But let's look at the time combat sequence. Each sweep, GM calls for spending cards to be filled as each player announces. You have spelling cards, which you have to do more homework. All combatants are sorted by when they are in space-time. A farthest down, earliest spender declares intentions and acts. Next farthest down declares and acts, and so on. If more than one combatant is on the same level, the declarations are handled in order. Level, like they're in the same moment. You declare highest quickest blah 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 blah. This is, if you thought Vampire 3rd edition had complex combat rules, this is the worst. It's a bunch of tables, no one cares. No, we are okay. Chapter 3, struggling. Sweep 1. So this is an example of play. So we have Amber, Ben, and Grimwald and Mordant, who are the bad guys, I guess, in this.
Grimwald sounds radical.
Yeah, it has also span 3, which is pretty cool. So, if we look at this, you have 10 years of span, I believe. Oh yeah, the 10 years either you span per day, correct. So you have to sleep eventually, and after that, he span 2, he can travel 10 years. So he already did 9 years and 348 days, so he's pretty spent, or Ben. But Amber is pretty fresh, he only did 4 days of time travel today. Like to get beer out of the fridge and shit.
Okay.
And these guys also did 4-7 for whatever reason. I guess they came with her. They're in her current.
Grimveld's got an M9.
Yeah.
That sucks. Get a 92 FS, you idiot.
Yeah, Master 9 in pistols. This is pretty cool.
Oh, fuck. I thought he had a Beretta M9.
No.
Oh, God.
No. I'm just feeling your soul leave your body right now.
Yeah, I got like really excited. I was like, oh shit, is there something for me here? And then no. Fuck you.
No, nothing here.
No, son, you did not. You have to do your homework. Don't universal translators here. So yeah. God, I didn't even want to do this myself. But okay. Sweet.
Now you're regretting it.
Yes. Believe me, I've been regretting this for a while. So, dawn is already creeping through the window of their apartment on this bicentennial summer morn when Amber is shook awake by Ben, or Ben Yusuf. This is what I'm going to call him Ben. When we've been fragged, he explains. Oh crap, the full weight of pulls her up from slumber. It explained her dreams of splinters from the floor catching in her stocking feet, piercing her every
oddly
step.
Specific.
She sat up in one motion. Did you get your rest? No. Ben Yusuf streamed, his bloodshot eyes liquid in the growing red. He breathed rapidly in the shock of panic. Ember reached out and took his hand, but he didn't calm down. Only his voice quieted because of the neighbors. I don't even know where it came from, Ember. They just hit us. 1 second, I'm dead asleep. Then it washes over me like hot blood. I've been fragged. They so love to this fucking exclamation. It's so bad. Ember squeezes his hand. Calm down, Ben. We'll work this. But Ember, I didn't get any of my span back. I'm dead in the water. So they did have to take the long rest mechanics from D&D. If you don't sleep 8 hours, you have nothing. Good day, sir. Alice,
it's a quantum leap where he has to do something first to leap.
He has to sleep.
Yeah.
He has to sleep. That's all he has to do.
Okay.
Alice, the player.
That would have made Quantum Leap way easier. Like he just takes a bunch of Benadryl and like knocks out for a couple hours and then leaps out of the episode.
Yes. Yes. So far, I want to just point out how bad this example is. So Alice, new name. The player with Ember as her character looks at Gary at the end of the table. Yeah, that kind of sucks, Gary. You call that fair? So they call themselves out in their own play example. Gary, the DM, looks up from his notes. Well, there's stuff you can do, he says. Yeah, right, snorts Burnt, playing Ben Yusuf. I can die. I doubt I could even Iron Man properly with 17 days left. Iron Man is one of the maneuvers. Well, you're going to find out, says Gary pleasantly. You're in time combat, and they got the drop on you for sweep 1. Ooh, Gary, you're so cool. Gary, the only one who knows of the existence of the two narcissists Grimbold and Mordant, and their plans to change Gerald Ford, who's arriving on July 4th. They're trying to get our heroes out of town by distracting them to think that they themselves are the main targets, that their presence is a danger to the events of the celebrations. After convincing Ember and Gary to scurry off, they intend to work psychological mischief on other local spanners. Finally, once enough of the Continuum is distracted away from Philly, they'll feel bold enough to go after the president. Alice, a cautious player with loads of questions, tell me once more why if someone fragged me in a different time, I'm only feeling it now. Gary reads her the information about the Yet, calling you to fix the frag on page 47. Essentially, it's your Yet slapping you upside the head. Bert smirks. Okay, back to the 70s. So, to sum up the first sweep, says Gary, you don't have enough information to tell where the guys are coming from. You're completely surprised. So I'll let you have a couple minutes to sort out what you want to tackle on the next sweep. So how very, very generous of this fucking asshole to give them a couple minutes to think on their feet about fucking time travel. The easiest topic you could ever make a game about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
I'm still stuck on the fact that he decided to focus on stocking feet at the very beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, we all are. I don't know why we all are, but we did.
Okay, so and then it escalates, because then they go back in time to find out what happened. They do maneuvers because they have to choose a maneuver for each span, for each sweep. Sorry, and basically just find out what the fuck is happening and how to stop it. And it's all GM fiat to a maximum degree, because how could you possibly, like, so let's look at this. Sweep 1, Grimbold. His stratagem is hit and run, -1 to spend, roll for spend 3 with spend 2. So he does stuff, which is just a hit and run, which means I try to get away from shit, which is also what hit and run is Grimbold. So the bad guys hit and run our good guys, doing fraying them by taking their beer and replacing it with a different one or whatever. And this is what they both do. Then Ember is surprised, and so is Ben Yusuf, so they don't act. This is the first span. Sweep 2. Grimbold does a cobweb, which is he tries to hide from them. Then Amber spent back to an earlier time. So the GM knows Grimwald is in 75 at 2 a.m. in Philadelphia. But Amber goes to 1978 6 a.m. to Oracle, where what the fuck has happened. And she spends time of 60 days to get a bonus to her roll to find this out. Like, how did they replace our beer? What was it even the beer? Whatever. Ben Yusuf does a 12-day Oracle as well, but doesn't go back in time. He does it in 76. And also tries basically the same thing. He is dead in the water, which means he can't really do much time travel, so he basically stays where he is and just tries to find stuff out. And Mordant in 1979 does what? It's working on the duration. He doesn't get to do stuff because he's last, so he can't find stuff out.
Fuck.
And then so on. It's just the DM making up a story and letting you roll some dice. Because it's not like, yeah, the orcs attack you. What do you do? It's like, oh, I know they are trying to assassinate Gerald Ford, and they are doing shit to you just to be able to do that. And so it's on the rails, but in a way that sucks, if that makes sense. The whole book's standard end, that would be great. Please do that. So I don't care to read all of this out, but I wanted to make clear from that first bit that it's basically just the DM from start to finish fucking you, and that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah, fragging you, as it may.
Fragging you, yes.
I guess
yes.
More and more, I'm realizing why they use that term.
Yes.
Because you just get fragged constantly, no matter what the fuck you do.
And again, all these many pages of dialogue, if the characters at the end of this garbage don't find out what happened, they're gonna go to their boss and tell them, hey boss, we got fragged, we don't know why, someone is fucking with us. And then their boss is gonna go back in time before however the fucking name is it again, Mordveld? Before Mordveld's gonna go to 1970 and do his role of Oracle and then find out and then just either tell them to fix their shit or just, who cares? Also, another point of order, by the way. So, during time combat, you don't regenerate, but it's totally arbitrary. Like, Ben spends 12 days doing Oracle, which is why he can't rest. But what keeps Ben from resting for one day, getting all his time span back and then doing a normal shit? Nothing. Literally nothing. So their whole system is also nonsensical. Like, almost like time travel makes no sense as soon as you think about it. Like, almost like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's so perfect.
And then we get into narcissists and Desert Angels, so explaining what the fuck the enemies do. Again, they are gonna lose, so it doesn't fucking matter what the enemies are. You can go crazy. I know we are.
Yeah.
You can develop apathy. I feel we are there. I have apathy about this game.
Yeah.
And
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. Yeah. If you go old, by the way, you get negatives to your body and mind because you go stupid. We have to scroll past titties real quick. And then there's a pretty long GM section which is all about how do I run this shit? And the answer is you don't, but it's the real answer. But the other answer is, so wait, is this the place where it says that? Let me just make sure. And I have this in my notes. 149. Yes, yeah. Designing the campaign, the question of game balance. The player characters in Continuum are the most powerful ever designed for an RPG. They can teleport and time travel at will. and they will show off every chance they get. Some traditionally minded GMs may find themselves at a loss, which with such powers as Lewis. A standard dungeon with standard monsters and treasure, as all in quotation marks, would be easy pickings for spanners, but of little interest to them. A carefully balanced plot might be undone in a moment if the players all decide to run off to another era without warning. The GM has to ask himself certain questions going into Continuum Campaign 1. Am I willing and able to let the player characters run amok in time? No, because the game tells you they can't. Is the mindset necessary? It is not. You can't change anything, so it doesn't matter if they go back in time. Am I willing to able to let the players be inventive? Okay, I guess. Am I willing and able to slam player characters that break maxims and cause mischief that's counter to the Continuum? This one tells you that 1 and 2 don't fucking matter, because as soon as a player does anything fun, they're out. They get knocked down a peg. This is the worst. It's kind of hidden, but this is the worst my kind of game or the highway game ever. Because it's not only I have written this huge world for you, this rich tapestry to play in, but there's so much information. All the game characters are so powerful and cool. Like let's say, what game comes to mind? Let's say Haven, City of Violence. That's just like, yeah, we have Scyther or whatever his name was. He was such a cool gang leader. We couldn't possibly beat him. He's way too cool. But he's also black, so probably he's not as cool. But hey, anyway. But in this one, he wrote himself a system where he can always be like, no, that's not supposed to happen. You can't do that. If you do that, your boss is going to tell you no. And you know that. So don't do that. So you are the most on rails you have ever been while playing a game about time travel.
Yep.
And if I know anything about time travel in media, is that the only way this is fun if you kind of ignore the rules, gloss over them, and just do a cool thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, flat out. Like, go off the rails, if I may.
This is if you, let's say Back to the Future, everyone knows Back to the Future. The only acceptable solution to the movie Back to the Future's problem, which is, oh no, our parents didn't meet, is not to make them in a cool 2-hour movie, make them meet after all and make them fall in love again in a cooler way so that things actually get better, maybe. No, the way to do it is to find out why they didn't meet and stop exactly that from happening. Stop exactly the thing that happens so that the exact same thing that's already happened happens. And if you don't do that, you die, basically. So fuck this game. And all the GM advice doesn't matter because it boils down to that.
Yeah.
But also very importantly, have your fucking players work a day job at Span 1, because that's what I really care about. Because I watched what I really wanted when I watched Back to the Future was I see Marty go to college a bunch or to high school, whatever. That's what I wanted from that movie about time travel.
Yeah, we have to watch Marty go to school for 3 hours before we actually do a time travel thing, and then when he does it, it just like the director just constantly makes up new scenes and throws in new characters at will.
Yep.
And Marty just shoots himself.
Yep. But the gun isn't loaded because his future self unloaded it because he isn't supposed to do that.
Oh my god, yeah, he did. Yeah.
No, not
he actually
him.
took the mercenary's gun for in the future and he unloaded it so that when Marty steals his service pistol, he actually steals an unloaded gun.
Yep. So
I've truly expanded my brain beyond mortal means with this game. I mean, I feel like I'm on the level of Chris Adams, the great god.
Yes.
Oh shit, Drake. Okay, we have to watch it. So I'm done. The only thing I want to show before we go to Drake's memes, which are choice, is I want to show their bookkeeping tables and stuff, because you are supposed to give players the bookkeeping stuff.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about the note shit, right?
Yeah, the note shit. It's important to talk about because of how
but also they have a bunch of historical characters as time travelers. Of course, they start with John Dark. Of course they would.
Yeah, they start with her immediately.
Whom amongst us wouldn't, right? That's the character of history that's really every fuckhead in the universe really loves. Not to disparage Joan of Arc, but every idiot is just like, oh, that's such an interesting story. We should put her in our game. Don't.
And to contrast, they immediately think, oh, this will grab everybody.
Yeah. We are now all Giga Chats, yes. But what is that? Yeah. God, so
yeah, we have like 8-packs, and like we have like jaws that can cut glass.
Here's Joan of Arc, by the way, best art of her ever. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh my god.
Low pad.
Then there's
this was done by Chris Adams. This is his art. I swear. It has to be him.
They have usually given artist credit. They don't here.
Because he said he did art in this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's cut off. It's cut off on the scan. It's cut off on the scan. We don't know because the scan is bad. Because here, you can see sort of that there's an art credit. I don't. Oh, we can copy it. We can copy it. I'm copying it in my text. It's Juan Sanchez. So no, it's not. It's not him. And also just random female I drew in 5 minutes and didn't properly erase this line that you can see. Oh, I'm drawing this triangle and then anyway. There's a bunch more characters here. I cannot scroll because then this thing loads for 10 minutes. So I have to. So here is. I'm
on the span card. Yeah.
The span card, right? So.
Actually, my future self scrolled it in the past. He did it for me. Yes. He got me the spam card. That's why mine loaded faster.
Great. Permission granted to retail purchaser to photocopy this page for personal use only. It's only for this though. This part you have to cut off. Rip this out of your book, I guess. So you see, if your first the sweep is, I don't know, direction is if you go in the future, in the past, or only go to another place. When did you do it? What did you do? How much time did you spend? How much to go there? How much spend have you remaining? How long have you spent there? Including fucking seconds. Please write all this down. It's very important. And then whenever you change, you have to do this. And then you have to, so that's how you keep track of your campaign. This is way too short for this. So we will have a million of these cards pretty quickly. And then and then also there's other stuff for, why is that just randomly in the middle of other things? By the way, it's stupid. I wanted to get to another thing actually. Oh look at this. Here's our sample characters cut off partially.
Really make me want to play them just from their imagery.
Yeah.
I really want to be Luke Weems.
So again, what does this fucking imp have to do with the game? Nothing. But he got shot in the leg. So poor imp. I guess he's enjoying himself.
A Skyrim meme before Skyrim memes.
Yeah, sure did. So and then no. Where's the map? Until that's. Fuck it. I'm not going.
They actually mentioned the time periods and go into detail about
there's
them.
not time period details or terrible. Exactly, it's a bit more. It's still by far not enough information.
Yeah.
And then we hopefully eventually, please get to other things. Well, I do kind of like
details. Chapter 6.
I do kind of like this one, which is called Rebirth. The old man in an egg gets shot with an arrow and then looks out. Who knows? You get this table. I don't know why.
Oh, my brain.
But it has all numbers from 1582 until 2222 for some reason, and they are all labeled either A, B, F, E, D. What? I have not understood this.
Fuck.
I have not understood this. But here you go. This is table. Because
this table.
Yeah, indeed. And then you get this, which is where you can quickly write down. Oh, I get it. I get it now. So 1925 starts on D, which is here. So the first of the year is actually, I guess, the fourth of the year. No, it doesn't make sense after all. I don't know. I'm too small brain for this game, I guess. But on this calendar, you can write down stuff like, oh, I met myself here. I have to put the gun down at that day, on that time, so that I can find it in the past. So I have to do that. So I have to put it in my yet, which is this. And then you just do that. Leap years. You have leap years in here. What the fuck? Yeah. And then there's a bunch of other shit. And media you should consume to play this game. All of this media is probably better than anything in this book. Unless they mention Fatal as a positive thing, I don't know. What, Elf Quest? What is this?
Fucking hell, what?
The fuck?
An inspiration fiction, alphabetical by artist. Anderson Paul, There Will Be Time. At the Earth Core by Edgar Rice. A Wrinkle in Time. The Invisibles, Elf Quest. What the fuck is Elf Quest? 1978.
Oh, Elf Quest was a relatively popular book series.
Okay.
As well as
Time
a
Machine.
tabletop RPG.
Slaughterhouse 5, don't... fuck off, man.
Elf Quest is what I'm gonna do right when I finish this. Take a quest to go fucking get my soul back.
Fair. Oh, I've
Go fight Chris Adams.
I've hidden it in your future. So you're gonna eventually do it. And yeah, that's the game. And I'm done now. And I'm sorry. Genuinely. For all of this.
Okay, so fuck this game.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It sucks really hard.
It's really bad. I don't know if it's the worst we've ever. Is it the worst?
I think so. I personally think so.
This is the worst. The worst that we're willing to do. Because like Fatal is still its own.
I think
brand
it's
of bad.
my issue with it is it's the least. There's no point in playing it, and it's also not playable, even if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start looking at memes. Continuum players, why are you like this?
It's just there's no reason for you to play this. You could do any number of generic systems and add just like time travel, whatever. Just straight up play Genesis and use story points, or use fucking Cipher system or whatever.
Or just play Mage because it's obviously inspired by it.
Yeah, my fucking app is mostly it's too complicated. No one cares. No one cares about your thoughts about time travel that you should put in a normal ass book, because then maybe someone would be interested. My problem is the whole idea of we have to preserve the timeline. No fun allowed. That's what really kills it for me the most. Continuum players, no frack, label your mage plays paradox, so it's coincidental magics only, please. That's wrong. You didn't know how wrong you were.
I just there's nothing here that would draw a player. This is the problem.
No, there is not. I have no idea.
Absolutely nothing.
My headcanon is that the people he wrote this with are just people he have played Talents and Trolls with continuously for 20 years. And after 20 years of that, this game probably looked pretty appealing to make, because then they could stop playing Talents and Trolls. You know?
This actually makes sense as a headcanon at this point. It really does.
I have a significant issue with. Are we ready for the pseudo intellectual nonsense from memory this episode? Oh boy!
Sorry, Emery. I need to look at the memes real quick. I need this palette cleanser.
Yes, I need to bring you all up.
It's the Capricornic era, always has been. One more. Frag Continuum is very on magnum opus. Chris Adams' paradox mages using the time sphere, right? Yes, it's so true. Oh, this
is some fucking time cube shit.
Chris Adams' example of combat in play. Yes. Yes, all of
the
these.
decal. I was like, I can't think about anything else now. Why'd you start with it?
Fuck my grandpa. My grandpa fucks me, Chris. Explain causality for the Hot Rod 25. Yes. Oh god, so many.
Is Time Cube? Yeah, Time Cube's still up. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, Time Cube website still up.
Fallacious,
Still going
fallacious
strong.
multiverse, fallacious self-preparing universe, fallating the universe. God damn it. Thespian Speller.
These are really good. These are like the best ones.
Thespian Speller knowing he's going to be Hitler this time. Not fun. Chris Adams, continue. It's so true.
Because according to his logic, maybe in the future I'm black. I don't know.
I actually play this fucking game. Go fuck myself. Literally. Continue. Yes. One more.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's cheating, Chris Adams. If I time travel to the moment before Hitler dies, he can tell me his schnitzel recipe. Okay. I think
We've talked about.
I have
we've
a bit
talked
of my
about
soul
auteur
back.
theory on this show before,
Mhm.
especially with Prime Directive. An auteur game or film or book or whatever does not imply quality. It is the clearest way to tell everything about the author that you can get. It is a perfectly introspective piece of media.
Mhm.
This shows nothing but a complete disregard for anything, not only scientific in theoretical or practical terms, but also in terms of science fiction that has come before, science fiction that will come after it, and just an assertion that you are the most intelligent and coolest and most good person who could ever create a sci-fi game. Every bit of wording, every bit of verbiage, every single mechanic and way it is described
Mhm.
just asserts this self-important sense of fuck yourself. I am so done with this shit. Yeah, Sundered, you're correct. Fuck Tunnels and Trolls.
Yeah, it's such a bad game. Like even as
Mhm.
a wee child, I remember picking up and going, "Fuck this! I'm gonna play D&D."
I'm so glad. Oh my
Oh
god.
man, good. We should
Alternate universe tabletop talk where we all really like Tunnels and Trolls.
Oh my god.
Okay, then I have the question of the questions to end our questions.
Mm-hmm.
Would we then
Yes.
also like continue and want to play it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So
No,
alternate
it's
universe Tunnels and Trolls based tabletop talk last session, like last thing would have been me like talking about Continuum instead of Star Wars.
Oh my god! It
And then we have to have done 5th edition today and been like, oh, this is the worst.
It's
This
awful. Yeah.
fucking
so
generic
bad. Why is
garbage
everything
system.
a D20?
Yeah.
Well, you can't even fucking like frag yourself in this. It's bullshit. So that's the thing. I don't have an issue with the idea of a time travel RPG. I don't have an issue with more sci-fi or more abstract or more conceptual tabletop
Mhm.
games. I have a problem with bad fucking toy box designers.
Oh yeah.
I hate toy box media in any variation. The idea that this fucking dent brain just sat here and went, oh, I like the Doctor Who and Quantum Leap, and smashed a bunch of shit together like a fucking moron. And then said, okay, cool. Now I've made the best and most comprehensive system ever. Fuck you. Like that burns me so badly.
Mm-hmm.
What was this, 1999?
Yeah. It's one of the... I think it's the Rosetta Stone year for bad RPGs. Then just before the millennium.
It really is. Because there's so much of it that like is definitely a product of its era that wound up being, okay, this is good. I can see how this inspired a lot of people, like Aberrant. And then there's some things that were pretty good. And then there's this.
I don't like the alternate reality that's getting built by chat right now. I don't want a Tunnels and Trolls movie starring Chris Pratt, and I don't want a tabletop talk where we say how Haven is boldly pushing boundaries. No.
Well, alternate universe tabletop talk, Nura's like a tanky. And I'm like a monarchy apologist.
No, it would have to be different.
Hardcore.
It would have to be very different. I'm not that far removed from a tanky, actually. I mean, I am not a tanky, but hey.
No. The super hardcore. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I'm taking it into account. No, alternate universe were really bad. I really like this. I like alternate universe tabletop.
It'd be more like mirror universe stuff.
Yeah, mirror universe me would be a total.
We all have mustaches.
That's the thing.
Oh, that's rough.
It loaded. So yeah,
that cover art's really good.
Yeah, cover art's really good. Best part of the game. And if you
so welcome to Tabletop Talk.
Yes.
Welcome. Real-time travel.
Today we are talking about Continuum. I do enjoy the art of this. I mean, if are we gonna play Wizards, it seems cool. But Emery, you know the most about this. Please tell us about. God, I can't do it. But even I don't want to talk longer about this game. But the bit is good.
I like the bit.
No one needs.
Just like I like this system, I really love the system of fragging. It could be used in more, and honestly, I have seen it used in several different things, or at least systems that are contiguous to it. It's crazy to see how much this has actually impacted modern game design.
Yeah.
Who knew that the Vietnam War would have so much impact?
Yes. Yes. Just from this game all the way into computer games, it's everywhere now. Fragging, Just what I want to say, leaving this bit behind because I don't want to give.
We're closing the loop. We're getting rid of that.
If you feel like it, pause the video here, watch the VOD, give me another view, and read these motherfucking things they wrote. They thought this was the hot shit. They thought this was a cool game. And there's no way you can tell me otherwise, and it's so fucked. I can't even. I had not read this in detail before. I just read it enough to know it's shit. Having read it in more detail, and I will freely admit I eventually stopped it. I couldn't because it's just so terrible. I don't understand how they could possibly ever dilute themselves to think this is good. These are not people, I think. These are just weirdos.
Yeah, they really are.
No one normal wants to play this. Sorry.
No.
Some people don't want either. And normality is overrated, but still, no one wants to play this. Go away.
Yeah.
The problem that I have is it's really cool that you and your friends made your own little weird system to hang out and, yak off talking about doing time travel shenanigans, but you don't have to inflict this pain on the market. You don't have to.
You really don't.
I just
what you're doing is you're just wasting paper and you're wasting people's time.
Yeah.
Sundered Ant, your alternate universe version of yourself would therefore be Mended Anteater.
Yeah, or giant, some sort of giant lizard monster, maybe. I wanted to. I just remembered this. All of their. Where was the There was a bunch of stupid nicknames in this. Was it in one of the dedications?
I didn't see anyone named Nick in the dedications. But okay,
it doesn't matter. It's not that important. I'm just done.
So if you're going to be making your game, don't do a bunch of fucking forwards until you know what you're doing, right? Just and if you're gonna do a forward, just go, look, I really like this kind of stuff, and I wanted to bring this to a local tabletop. That's it. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't have to go on and on and on and on and on about this shit.
Yep.
And if you ever have a section in which you have to explain high-level metaphysics, which you are wrong about, and you're just going to be a fucking time cube truther, my guy, Don't fucking do it.
Thank you.
Don't.
I love it. Yeah, indeed. It's inexcusable. It's not. At no point in this is fun to be had. It's impossible. And it should be really easy because it's, again, a game about fucking time travel. It's so easy to make it fun and then just not care about paradox that much. And wouldn't it be fun to just play out basically what happened in Back to the Future? Wouldn't it be fun to go back in time to actually find out a way to assassinate Hitler, and then having bad dudes there to stop you from that? Because the Nazis also have a time machine. Wouldn't that be cool?
Time villains.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? It's so easy to write a story that's good.
What was that one shooter? Was it Singularity that was about moving between two time periods?
I think so, yeah. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it was. Civvy 11 did a spot on it. It was pretty good.
So cool.
Yep.
That was Raven's last, I don't know, significant game before they started doing Call of Duty games.
You're right. But ultimately, I think the takeaway here really has to be that while there's a ton of heartbreakers about, I can do D&D, but I can do it way better. If only there was an inch length table for swords, so that my 12-inch sword wins against the 10-inch sword or whatever. If only these rules existed, D&D would be better. This is the one thing where your heart can tell, if only Mage was more realistic. And you cannot miss the point any harder than that. It's impossible to miss the point harder than Mage more realistic.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this type of game is much more common than even Heartbreakers. Heartbreakers happened for a long time, especially like in the 80s, but then like this type of buddy system, especially in the 90s and early 2000s, it was everywhere. You couldn't turn around without hitting a new RPG system that was on a limited print run.
Oh, but I would contend that they aren't as bad.
I don't think anything is as bad as this.
Yeah, again, the only things that beat this out are like Fatal. But I think but here's my hot take on this. I think you are more likely to be able to play Fatal than this. Because while Fatal is completely wretched from start to finish, well, eventually after you roll 10 million sets of dice, you can play Fatal. And it's going to be like basically normal adventure, except your asshole as a stat about how big it is.
Yep.
And that I would say it is harder to make this game fun than Fatal. And that's really saying something.
So when are we doing Fatal?
No, we are not doing Fatal.
Oh no!
Because Fatal would get any of us banned on Twitch is the problem.
We'd have to stream it at Picardo.
We've been reviewing adult RPGs this week.
Oh man!
I would actually love to talk about the Book of Erotic Fantasy. I think it's really funny.
Yeah, we can do. I mean, we can do a Picardo episode if you want. You want to? I don't.
Actually, wait a minute. The Book of Erotic Fantasy isn't even that bad. I feel like you can figure it out. You can figure it out.
Is the art in that? I don't remember. Is the art in that explicit? Because then we couldn't.
I don't think it is. I think it's incredibly softcore. I think it's like less than Hot Tub Streamer level.
Then we could probably. Yeah, I mean, we can look into that.
I'd have to look into it. I have a copy of it somewhere on my hard drive because I was when we were drinking one night. I just fucking sat and started reading off shit to Gnome.
Standard. I'm gonna be my problem with it is just again that you can do nothing. The system precludes you doing fun things completely.
Yeah.
And while another system might be deliberately written to not be fun, this game, by in spite of the best efforts to create something fun, isn't fun. Cannot be fun, and that is a bigger failure, so it's worse. That's my point. I'm not saying I would have fun playing Fatal. I'm just saying it's more likely that you can find some sort of interesting thing in there than in this.
I really like what Sunderd pointed out. I would love to have like the Pornhub community drum kick, and then like it's just us fucking talking about Fatal.
Yes. Yes, but we're all stuck in a washing machine.
That's excellent.
Just
I actually
together.
love that idea.
Yeah.
We'll get that guy who does
Art
like VTuber like rigged porn, and just get that guy to do a big commission of the three of us, and we'll just hang out.
Well, if you're gonna spend that kind of money on a gimmick, then I'm in. But yeah,
I'll
okay.
consider it. Anyways, so overall, 0 out of 10, completely fucking unplayable.
Yeah, absolutely. If on any scale, this game is going to be the measuring stick for nothing.
It's nothing. It's completely empty. Now, Drake, isn't it your turn? What are we doing next? Please, for the love of anything.
I don't know yet. Let me look through my stuff. I was thinking of the Toon game, but then I realized it's only 56 pages. It's really small.
That's doable, though.
We can do detailed stuff. It's not like we read today's book in detail.
That's true.
What is this Toon game? What is the name of it?
This is called the Toon game. It was a Steve Jackson game. The funny part about it is that Warren Spector wrote it.
Wait, Warren Spector wrote it?
Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so there's so much comedy just around that fact by
Holy
itself.
crap!
Yeah.
Holy crap, the paperback goes for 1.5k on Amazon.
That's awesome.
2 years from 796, so it's a collectible. What the?
Yep.
Oh, this is awesome. Characters never die?
Yeah, they never die.
Cool.
How would they die? They're cartoons. They're legally distinct, not Bugs Bunny, Tom and Jerry and stuff. I like it. I would like to do this. Why not?
Okay, yep, let's do it then.
Quite frankly, I wouldn't mind a quick read for the next one.
We need to do it. I am going to hard line state. This is a must. This is an imperative. It must happen. Otherwise, the timeline is destroyed.
Yes.
I want to see each of us show up here with a fucking cartoon character. It has to be us. We need to have the goat, we need to have the vampire, and we need to have the elf in Toon game.
Oh, you mean make characters?
Yes, exactly, 100%.
Drake, do you think we can make them on the show as we do it, or do we have to make them before?
Oh, well, you can make them on the show very easily. It's a very simple system.
Then let's make them on the show, I think.
It's like 4 stats, and that's it.
I mean, we have made Chunk and people before, so I think it's more fun to do it on the show.
Okay, rock and roll. I'm going to show up here. I hope. I'm gonna ask around and see if anybody can get me a good old Looney Tunes Emery.
Nice. I don't know if I'll have the ability to find someone to do art for me, but yeah. I'm not good at Toon art. But yeah, anyway, this is yeah. Okay, so Toon is our next one. Yep. I enjoy this. Toon. It's gonna. I mean, it's not gonna be a high bar for Toon to clear, but it's gonna be way more fun than this for sure.
Oh hell yeah!
Free haircut and lobotomy. Warren Spector is the guy who made the original Deus Ex game. He worked on System Shock 2, and I think he also worked on the first one. He's kind of a legend when it comes to a lot of computer games, so it's kind of weird that he made the Toon tabletop RPG.
Yeah, but that's awesome. That's so cool.
Versailles, I can't ask you to draw me a Toon. No, not for
I already
a bit.
have a Toon goat girl from Versailles.
Versailles, hit my DMs. I might actually ask you. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Oh, God.
If you're in, let's go.
Well, okay, maybe. Okay, fuck it. Why not? Yeah, let's. Yeah, okay.
If you're willing.
Oh goodness, Nura winds up looking like an Asterix character.
That'd be awesome. You're like a knockoff weird European like Looney Tunes from the 40s.
I want one of those Russian cartoons.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good. That's cool. I actually really love the concept of this.
Yeah.
Super cool. Okay, the main designer. Hold on. I feel like okay. What's this guy done? This dude fucking designed on Paranoia and fucking Star Wars the role-playing game. What?
Yeah, Voice Actor's pretty prolific in this and stuff.
No,
game.
Kostakayan. Kostakayan, the other guy. Who like the main designer. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, he's done so much. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff for Mongoose.
Nice.
This is awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun, as opposed to today. And again,
oh, I had fun today.
I mean, this is a kind of fun, but this game is really too much. We didn't find anything to glom onto here. You just basically this game is Teflon. We are slid off right into the sink.
Yeah, no lore happened.
Yeah, no lore happened.
No new. This game was designed by Milk Baby to kill us.
This
is the newest
very
esoteric.
Very possible. So I will end this stream on the maxims, which I will ask you to please memorize so you can quote them verbatim later. And then we are kind of done, aren't we?
I think we're done.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so done.
Fine, cool. So I am going to rate Peace Dragon today, who was in a big Gartic Phone collab, which I said I might join, but I think my brain is dead and I can't.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm at least gonna rate them. Maybe I will show up there later. I can't promise it, but I do need a palette cleanser right now first. So let's rate Peace, who you might remember from last Sunday's Gartic Phone collab we did about Pokemon Fusion. They started on Pokemon Fusion as well over there, so it's gonna be. I don't know if they're still on it though. So, Emery, anything to plug, to say, to do, whatever?
Yes, I'm finishing Hell Week tomorrow, so
Good.
I will be done with my insane work. I will be returning to a short stream schedule next week. I'm probably only going to do 1 or 2, alongside I think D&D is Monday, isn't it?
It hasn't been fully decided yet. We should probably ask Locke.
Yeah, we haven't figured it out, but I don't know. It might be, might not. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna do some nonsense.
Fair. Tomorrow is grounded for me. Beyond that, I do not know. The schedule drops on Monday as usual. Once I have my hours. Trek?
I don't really have any news at the moment.
Okay.
Still trying to get internet figured out and so on.
Yeah, let's hope that happens soon.
But,
yeah,
but once it happens, it'll be beautiful.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, nice. Okay, people. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging with us on this terrible, terrible RPG, which we all hate. And yeah, we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
See you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
What I just did.